1, 2, 3.
That actually sounded like a hit.
One of you did that with me.
I think, yeah.
All right, well, we got one I can use to sync everything up. That's fine. That's cool.
It's good. Yeah, we're doing it live.
We're live.
You get to see behind the scenes here, folks. You're not getting this kind of podcasting up and down the net.
Definitely bringing the casual to professional casual.
Get into it.
I was feeling pretty cramped.
Somebody was holding the lantern. I think that was our light source, right? Because we didn't have torches. Do you remember who was holding that? I think it was me or Jed.
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
Well, you know, all of
30 years from now, when they're going over this critical fine-tooth comb.
Nobody listens to this shit. What are you talking about?
I can't blame them.
Who would? Not that great, but let's go. No, sir.
All right, so we got the door shut behind us, so we don't have rats coming in behind. But what was in front of us? I think that's what I'm most unclear of.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we got left on a cliffhanger there.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
this is appropriate.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dan or Father Zed almost died. Because he decided to run into a closing doorway so he could smack rats until the last possible second.
You know,
just trying to protect my flock.
You got to do what you love, which is committing.
Are we drawing new cards?
Yes, new session, new cards.
Oh yeah, cards.
Draw 3.
Those out of my desk.
I am going to desperately attempt to not mess everything up by plugging in a camera.
Oh my God, why would you do that?
I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Everything's fine.
Oh, except my card. That's all right.
Yeah, I've definitely had better cards.
That's okay. It's all up from here.
God, the nice thing about having a mechanical keyboard is I can just like stuff my cards in between the keys.
Oh, okay. That's decent cards.
We can go. I've got a backup deck. I'm getting looking.
Oh, my stuff might have started freaking out. No, I'm still getting wiggles.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Camera 1. Number 2.
We're doing it live.
Can I see number 1 again? Aha. How dark is it?
We can tell what now? Okay. Okay.
Fun. You
You
know
know
who's
what?
afraid of the dark? The crazy guy with guns.
And you know what doesn't improve my odds of survival? This case of rabies that I just remembered that I have.
At least we're alone in here with a rabid Irishman and a asylum patient with pistols. We're fine. We're fine, guys.
It's
We're
all
gonna
going to
make it
work
through
out
this.
just fine. We're going to be
Although
good.
I think I did look it up, and the rabies vaccine had been invented by now. So
So
We got a blind guy back in the orphanage who could help us out as soon as we get back there. So,
Batman.
you catch it
or
early enough, you're fine. All right. So would this be a good time for a notice check to see if we can find anything interesting in this room?
What are they saying is wrong?
My thing went funky. I'm just gonna fix it. Check. Yep. Okay, that should fix it.
Yeah, but remember your camera's having to go through my end.
Yeah.
the
you
issue
guys
is
can still hear me.
audio.
There we go.
Yeah, I still see you in the
Yeah. Sorry. When I adjusted the camera, I had to unplug my mic. It probably just messed with the
Yeah,
sound.
I think you're thinking because we have in the overlay we have that gap space for the card cam.
Well, hopefully, my recording's definitely still picking me up, so that's not.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, that's something.
so you guys are in a very dark room, and as you lift the lantern around, you also notice that there isn't like a ton of moisture in here, which is kind of surprising for a sewer. And you notice that the walls don't really seem special or anything. You are what appears to be in a roughly, probably like 8 foot by 8 foot square, and there's no exit. It's just dark.
Stone walls, wooden walls,
very
metal,
Very stone.
stone.
does it look carved or
Looks
natural?
Cobblestone. No, it's definitely not natural. It's very cobblestone.
Okay, all right.
I mean, now that we know how the other secret door opened, can we search for something similar?
You
Maybe
may.
see if there's another
Yeah,
secret
Let's-
door.
Yeah. You want to do a notice? You would need like a 9.
I hate
Oh,
when he does
ready?
that voice.
Let's see.
It doesn't ever mean anything good.
I've got a 4
All right, here we go.
naturally.
Well, you got a red joker right off the bat, so you can
look at that.
You find whatever it is you want. You probably don't have any triggers.
Can
No.
you find my mom? Wait, hold on. Let's use this to its most advantage. You got an ultimate nat 20. Look,
You
there's
did.
Isaiah's mom right
That's
there.
the
Campaign's
equivalent,
done.
actually. Yeah. Is there anything you want?
Can I
Is there
find
anything
a-
special?
Can I find a version of that zombie kid that's still alive? Or
No. Zombie kid's dead. He's dead. He's dead for dead. So
Yeah, I
with
don't
a
know
with
what-
a red joker, I'll even give you a little extra. As you're looking around, you feel that not only is there a certain part of the wall that is more loose, as in like you can move the stone around. It's definitely like some kind of facade where it looks like some kind of mechanical engineering was performed here in order to like make it look like specifically the surrounding wall. It also feels much warmer, and there's something on it that you probably don't know how to describe because you're not very familiar with it. But it definitely doesn't. It feels significantly different than the rest of the wall.
so it doesn't feel like stone; it just looks like stone.
Yeah, and then you can pick it up. You know, like it's literally like a latch, and then you see something.
Oh,
on
like
inside.
the stones are like hinged.
Yes, there's like a little hinge joint
Okay.
where they pop up.
Okay.
I'm just like half clinging to your back this whole time. I'd say trapped in a small space. It's dark.
Actually, a joker
No.
came up in the deck,
No.
which means I got to shuffle. So you
Don't
guys
like-
get another card.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Things
sick.
Anytime
are
I
bad.
shuffle
How
the
many
deck.
cards are we supposed
Well,
to
we've
draw?
got the
Sorry.
light, so it's not
You
exactly
have
dark.
4 now,
Isaiah.
right?
You should have 4 now. Yeah. Hand size is
Yeah.
5 in this game, I think.
So we should have 4.
You should have 4.
Yeah, because he just shuffled, so we get 1 for that.
And I shuffle anytime a joker comes up.
Oh, That's good.
Yeah.
All
Having
right.
bad
let's
cards
see,
is not
what do
always
I
bad.
get?
You can always discard to do certain
That's
things.
not bad. That's not bad.
Judd
That's
will be
horrible.
absent-mindedly patting
That's pretty good.
his little charge on the shoulder as
Classic.
he's hinging these stones up.
Classic Isaiah. And I guess in this situation, Isaiah would immediately notice that it is magic, what it is that you're feeling underneath that latch. There is like a little
Oh,
magical.
Great. Yeah. Don't.
That's what we want.
touching
We need a little
bad,
magic.
No.
You do. Really spices up the life, the love life.
Me no talk.
Yep.
You no touch. Bad things. Bad things.
So I think in an effort to take Isaiah's mind off of the surroundings, he'd maybe suggest he comes up, takes a look at this, what's going on here, and see if he can kind of distract him.
Let's say
His
you
Right. Yes.
tiny
Help us
nerds.
with
Sure.
this. Yeah.
Looking at things. Yes. Touching. Helping. Yes. Can I do? I mean, it's the only magic thing I've got. Can I do counterspelling to try and figure out what's going on here?
You may. You could I mean, you could just look at it, and with some skill in counter
Okay.
magic, this is a pretty basic level. It's like a concealing spell, essentially. It's tied to some
Gotcha.
kind of mechanism that activates it if you were to turn this off. So yeah,
Sweet.
you can just
Okay.
easily do it. It's very basic, so you probably need like a 5. So you got an 8. 8 of books.
Cool. I got a +4, so we're golden.
So yeah, you easily
I'm so
just
glad I took counterspelling.
you very easily just kind of scratch out a certain part of it, and you start to feel the wall move behind it, and it opens up into another little tiny hallway. Similar
Through
to
it immediately. I'm not waiting.
Just
I'm
immediately go
nope.
through.
Nope. I so out of my mind right now. Isaiah is losing it.
So
Oh God.
can I just like put a meaty paw on his jacket and just kind of hold on to him?
Is it similar to Max's little gift there? You just hold him up by his coat and he's just swinging around.
I just kind of want to get a couple fingers on his collar, just kind of keep him from darting off into the
Yeah, he just
darkness.
starts off into the dark.
Why am I not moving?
Is it dark in there or
Where
lit?
you're going, there is light.
I
That's
will head
promising.
Light
into
is
the
good.
light then.
Okay, so-
I
That is
will.
good. Me
I'll
neither.
scout ahead.
well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think,
gonna
I think
keep
Isaiah's
an eye on the
already,
behind.
Isaiah's already halfway through the thing.
Everybody
Yeah,
gets
I'll be
see
trying
my
to
wife.
kind of match his pace
Hi, Rob's wife.
as he goes.
Rob's wife. Anyway, but yeah, Rob definitely, Isaiah definitely gets through first, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you'd have to push past
Right.
Adam, or Jed in this case.
Well, if Jed is right there, I don't think I'm gonna be able to push past him in a
I don't
narrow
think so.
passageway.
I don't think so. So, Isaiah, you do pop out on the other side. There's no traps or anything, and you are now standing in what appears to be some kind of mad scientist's laboratory. There's a bunch of beakers everywhere. There's body parts strewn about. There's like piles of refuse, discarded food. Surprisingly, no rats. And you look around as you get over there, and there's light here. None of it appears to be electrical. It does all appear to be lanterns, torches, and gas.
It is mildly alarming to me that I am more comfortable in here than in the dark room of traps and death.
So you guys can get through the little crack in the wall pretty easily. You guys all congregate over there. Is there anything that you
I'm a
do
big
before
guy.
everybody gets over there?
I want to make sure about the room we're leaving that it seems
Uh,
secure before we leave.
Yeah, there's nothing getting in or out of this unless you hit that button.
Okay.
Can I try and make a stealth check before everyone gets in there to maybe kind of like skulk around, see if there's like stairs, and if
Sure.
anyone else is here, kind of go up the stairs if there are, listen,
Yeah, for
yada yada.
sure.
Okay.
So you got a 4 of rams. I would say you probably need a 9. Or probably 8. Sorry, 8.
I have a +3, so that's not gonna cut it. I'll cheat and play a 7. So that is a total of
That'd be 11.
10.
So you got a
I have
10.
a +3 in stealth.
So you sneak around before Jed manages to get through the crack. Kind of looks like I don't don't know. I can only imagine just a giant mass of meat trying to escape from a can. I don't know how else to describe it, other than a very big
Grease
person
me up,
wearing
woman!
pants that are way too tight. So you start skulking around. There doesn't appear to be anyone in here that is living. There are a few tables where there are what you can only assume to be some kind of conglomeration of dead people parts and papers strewn all about on like a desk, and you walk around, but yeah, there's nobody there.
But it's not dark in here.
It is not. It is very well lit here.
All right, I'm good. Don't worry, guys. It's just a couple of dead bodies.
Any indication of anything religious
dissected
of any
corpses.
sort in here?
Yes. So yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Anybody else looking for anything specific?
Can I roll a general alchemy, or not roll, but do a general alchemy test to see if anything here seems similar or familiar? I guess.
I think that would go under. I think is alchemy a skill?
Do you know what a Tesla coil sounds like? It's a lot of that.
I mean,
There's
alchemy
somebody running around going,
is
"Pull the lever!"
a dedicated crafting skill that
Alchemistry. That's what it is. Chemistry. Yes. You
Oh,
can,
alchemistry,
if you would like.
of course. I would like to, because I actually have a rank in alchemy.
All right. We'll give you an 8. So you got a 4 of masks.
You know what? I'll go ahead and cheat and just play an 8.
So you'll
Which-
get it. What's your skill in alchemy?
My skill comes out to a net 0.
And what's your
So
intellect?
that is.
What's your intellect?
So my skill rating is a 1. My intellect is a -1, so it comes out to a net 0. So it's just an exact 8.
All right. So you can ask me one question.
Now you put me on the spot.
You can
Shit.
think. You can think on it. Jed. What's Jed doing?
I think so. Did you say there was any other outlets from this room, or is it just another kind of square room?
Not yet. No. I didn't say anything. There are, in fact, stairs that appear to go up.
Okay. I think given Jed's sort of bodyguard mentality, he would head straight for the stairs and start trying to see if he can hear anybody, if there's any sounds, people nearby. Trying to secure the area.
Sure. Okay. So, and Isaiah's just skulking around, which we'll talk about.
Yep.
And what are you gonna do when you're done skulking? And we'll answer everybody's
I'm
questions.
gonna follow him. I'm going over to the stairs. At least one of the guns are out.
You're like the little monkey that travels around with the guy with the little
Yep.
like the little xylophone thing. You just hold on to his
That's
hand.
exactly what it is. That's
He's like
exactly what
9
it
feet
is.
tall,
And
man.
as long as he's holding the lantern, I can't leave him.
He's my daddy. Okay, so Dan.
Yeah.
As Zed is looking around, you say specifically for religious things, you
Yep.
find that there is a cross, a very large golden cross, which appears to be something you would find like in a church, and it's hanging from the roof of this.
Is it hanging right side up or upside down?
It is right side up.
Okay, that's
So-
good. That's a good sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the worst thing to happen. And you see a body underneath it, and it's definitely like an amalgamation of different body parts. It is, in fact, something that has been created. This is not a natural person, right? And you look down at it, and you see that there is actually like a tiny, like a metal cross that you would have as a necklace. It's actually like in his forehead. It is a he, for as much as a thing.
This is a bit of an abomination as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So you look at it,
Yeah.
and there's paperwork like next to him and stuff like that. But he's actually surrounded by what you would very easily assume is paraphernalia found in churches. Like these don't belong here, obviously.
What's written on some of this stuff? Just take a brief glance at what some of the paperwork or the documentation is.
So this experiment was named by a man by the name of Carl Wagner, and it's called The Preacher. And as a quick little sum up of it, this body, this amalgamation of body parts, is made completely of holy men. So he went out and killed, and he says in vivid detail where he found some of it. You can read it to whatever your heart's content. You find
Yep.
it to be quite abhorrent. But he specifically has been offing holy people, and he built this body very specifically out of those body parts.
And this gentleman's name again was.
The person credited in it is Carl Wagner.
Yep.
He appears to be the author of this thing.
Okay.
While you're thinking on that, Max, what is your question?
Yeah.
I guess I was wanting to not so much ask a question regarding alchemistry, but I was just wanting to. You had described it sort of like a mad scientist's lab, and I was wanting to just kind of get an overview of like the equipment that was out, like if I recognized any like maybe like bottles of chemicals or anything like that that might have been used.
The smell of formaldehyde is unmistakable. You could definitely pick that up as soon as you start looking through them and where some of the body parts are preserved. A lot of these things you are not maybe super familiar with, since your skill with alchemistry isn't super isn't like really big, but you could definitely tell that there's a lot of mixtures that are going on here. Some of them are glowing, which is weird because usually a glow would go away after a while, but these are very persistently glowy. Like you could, it'd be easy to assume that there is magic involved with this.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We lost Dan's camera.
Can we still hear him?
Dan,
I don't hear him
you want to say anything?
We're also all in the wrong Discord channel. Dan.
In the wrong Discord channel. Hi, Dan.
Okay, he's here.
Hey.
Yep, there he is. I see him.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're in the wrong one. I'm gonna just move everybody real quick, just to be safe. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter.
I don't think
no one else is
somebody
on this
gonna
server.
interrupt us.
Yeah. Yeah, one of two people.
Okay, so does that answer your question?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, so Mr. Jed, as you're going up the stairs, it is like a little metal spiral staircase. So as you step on it, you can just feel all of the rusty hinges very strained at the amount of force that you're placing on it with your bulkiness.
All right.
And as you slowly go up these stairs, they don't feel like they're going to lean or break or anything, but your head pokes up, and there appears to be a second floor, I guess you could say it, like maybe, you know, there's a sub-basement slightly higher than where you were previously. And you hear, very easily, you hear a rustling going on. And it appears to be something low to the ground running around on the floor.
It's human centipede.
They have a dog.
Like the sound of the rats from earlier, or something different?
Similar, very similar. You don't hear any squeaking, but you definitely hear something moving around.
All right. He'll want to move up and get into a position where he can fight from, like get off this staircase, that's rickety staircase.
So
he'll move up into that sub basement and get a good footing, so he can confront whatever this sound is.
You are secure.
All right.
And just to check,
he'll kind of just look around then, see if he can find it in the shadows or whatever the sound is coming from, if he can locate it.
What'd you say, Finn?
Are you alerting any of us to this, or are you just kind of going up there?
I think he sort of assumes that everything downstairs needs to be gone over by more intelligent people than him. So this is his forte, and so he figures he'll just take care of it.
So you are looking around. So we're going to give you a notice. It's not going to be very hard. You just need a 6. You got a 4 of books.
Okay, that gets me an 8 total.
As you're looking on the ground, you see something moving around. It is definitely a detached, moving, and you can only assume to be alive, human hand.
Damn, I really thought you were about to say it's human centipede.
It's not a human centipede. They wouldn't be that small.
Okay. Is it moving around quickly? Can I like snatch it up and grab it?
It's very fast. You can attempt to grab it, but it's very fast.
All right, he'll try and like kind of pounce on it and grab it.
All right, so that is going to be a Whee! It's gonna be a acrobatics. An acrobatics 9. You're not the quickest man. You in fact got a black
Yeah.
joker. So
What is with the jokers?
yeah, no, coming out hot and heavy. So you, as you attempt to lunge for this thing, you jump and bang your head into a bedpost, and you just cause the
Ouch.
entire bed to just collapse on itself. So you're
Okay.
gonna take yourself a lovely 3 damage
Ooh.
straight to the
Okay.
dome. And
Hey
then
Dylan, from a housekeeping standpoint, you have to reshuffle. Does that mean we get to draw another card?
Sure do, buddy.
Look at that.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, and I
Yay.
think upon hearing the crash of
No.
Jed destroying a bed, I will dart up the stairs to
Yeah,
see what the hell
You're right
is
by.
going
You're right.
on.
You're right
up
behind
there.
him, Isaac.
Same.
You saw
Yeah.
the whole thing.
right
There will
behind it, guns out
Definitely
like
be a
it's-
loud expletive, and he'll be rubbing his head as you get to the top of the stairs.
Is it an expletive or is he saying something like "ah frick"? is
Oh
he,
no,
is he
he
borderline
lets it rip.
swearing or swearing?
He was on the railroad gang. It's probably gonna make you guys blush, honestly.
So all this is happening while you're looking at this thing, Mr. Zed.
I'm still very fixated on this. I think I've come up with a plan. I need to consecrate whatever this is. I need to bring the Lord's blessing to cleanse whatever happened here. So I'm going to say a prayer and see what I can do to unheck this.
Unheck it. All
3
right.
Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers.
Unheck it. I like that. That's good. That's a good way to describe it. Okay, so while you're doing that,
And
yeah.
start taking it apart. These things need to be individually taken down, blessed, and removed from this abhorrence of what's been done here.
So while this is happening,
Yeah.
as you start to speak, you do notice that the eyes of this thing do open up. And it
Oh.
very quickly grabs your wrist,
Okay.
and he pulls you in for a
I am going to
big hug.
use toughness. I use toughness to resist.
Okay, that's fair. So this thing is very, very strong. Let's.
I have toughness of 4, so I'll resist.
You're a tough cookie.
3 of us are all upstairs. Dan's down here having an arm wrestling match.
All right. So what are you gonna need for this? He is very strong. So that plus the so you need a 14. Sheesh.
Okay.
You're a tough boy. You got yourself a 13 of books.
Okay.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Toughness is 4, so that makes 17.
So he tries to pull you in close, and you're just like, nah, that ain't.
And just crip it off.
I don't know about that.
All right.
You manage to shake your hand out of it, and
Okay.
Before everything else starts kicking off, he appears to be staring right at you, and he does some kind of retching, and he appears to try to throw up on you.
Ah, sounds like The Exorcist. All right.
Kinda.
Lovely.
So before we do initiative, he does hit you with this, so you need a defense. Where's the thing?
Defense is 2.
Yeah, your defense is classic, absolutely classic. You need a 10.
Okay.
So you got a 9 of crows.
Plus 2 is 11.
Sure do. You did great. Okay, so everybody's
Good
initiative.
Okay.
Got my thing out. Okay, so everybody's gonna be included in this because you have another little friend up there that you guys are gonna be messing with. So Adam, and Dan, and Rob, and Max. Okay, so it's your initiative value plus the card. So Adam, You got yourself 5.
So that'd be a 7.
Good. Danathy, you got a 3.
That'd be a 1. At least it's not 0.
Fantastic. Rob, you got yourself an 8.
That's a 7. We are not very fast.
No, you guys are about as slow as you can get. I think Max is pretty quick though. You got a 6.
6, so I've got a
Oh, I'm
9.
sorry, Bobby. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
So I've got a 9 too.
Hey. And
Well, at least we're all somewhat fairly close together.
Zed's friend is an 8.
Okay.
And the hand.
The real prize here is our closeness. Now, Fenton, get in front of me so it doesn't touch me.
All
So
right,
basically, we've got Thing upstairs and we've got fucking Uncle Fester downstairs.
Lurch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Lurch.
No, I wasn't picking up on that at all.
So
If we run into Morticia Adams in this, though, things are going to go very differently.
Oh, she's easy. You just cha-cha with her and everything's fine.
yeah, she'll love you for the rest of her life. All right, so the hand is gonna go first. It is very fast, and because Jed is just laying on the ground like a silly Billy. What are you doing down there, bud? He leaps, as you could describe it, straight at Fenton since he was right behind him, and he goes for the chokehold. All right, so you gotta flip yourself a defense, or he's gonna grapple your throat hole.
I don't suppose I can use like evade here.
I'm sorry,
to just-
and by Fenton, I definitely meant Isaiah, because he was the one that was right behind him.
Okay.
Defend yourself. You
Cool.
got a 7,
Uh,
and you need a.
okay, can I choose how I'm defending myself?
You
Can I
need-
try and make an acrobatics check to slide back down the stairs on the handle?
No, because this is just an attack. That'll be your
damn you.
action. You needed a
Yeah, all
9.
right. Okay. And what am I what's the skill I'm defending with? Just my defense?
Just your defense.
Okay, so I have a 4. What'd I get?
So you're fine. You got an 11.
Okay.
So it leaps at
yeah.
you. You duck out of the way.
Smack it. Can I smack it down the stairs so it lands below the stairs?
Well, the way it jumps.
Yeah,
it
2 for
probably-
me, 2 for the rest of you. That's fine.
It probably goes past you, and it probably sails down into the bottom floor.
Great.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ah! All right, and then Fitton. What are you doing?
It almost touched me.
You just saw the hand go like flying by, and it landed down on the bottom floor.
Well, I guess I'm going back down the stairs to get into a boxing match with a disembodied hand.
Single hand.
I was really hoping it would catch Isaiah because I was ready to like throat punch Isaiah to.
Yeah, no, I
hand.
didn't see that coming at all.
And you'll get the nut punch the trigger somehow. So you punch a desiccated
Yeah.
hand in the nuts.
No, you only stole all of my money. Why not, beat the crap out of me too?
Hey, I don't think I stole anything from you.
It's true.
I've
I
been
just-
editing.
I just didn't.
I know.
I just didn't pay for your shit. I never stole anything. Did I? I don't know. It was a while
I
ago.
honest to God can't remember. I think it might have been a joke that we all made.
I'm pretty sure I just, for some reason, started with a lot of money.
You did, because
so
you didn't
yeah,
buy
I'm-
anything for your starting.
Yeah.
I am
That
going
makes sense.
to, I guess just dart back down the stairs. And I like to think that since it's a spiral staircase, I just kind of like put one hand in the middle and just kind of like am able to like whip around, like running down really fast
Yes.
and
you
just,
didn't go up that
like-
many stairs. You could definitely go down another. You can give it a good kick.
yeah. And just, well, I'm going to go for a punch.
Punch.
And try to land a punch on this hand.
So
It's the good old Irish punch.
You need a 10 to hit it. You got a 2 of books.
Okay. That actually will be, well, I'll just cheat. I'll use a 5 of ravens to cheat, which
Sounds
gets
about
me a
right.
12 overall, and it does let me low blow the hand.
Nice.
Alright, so it's a negative flip.
Gonna nut punch a severed hand.
You got a...
It's a negative flip, but
it becomes an...
well, I guess. Actually, no. Before I cheat, I have a positive flip on all of my martial arts.
So
I just remembered.
You got 2 2s. So you still...
Okay, I'm still cheating.
There you go. Alright, and then how many cards are you flipping for damage? You're at a negative because it's within 5. What does the nut shot do? Does it give you a positive?
No, it just, the target becomes dazed.
Gives it dazed, okay. Alright, so you flip for the damage, and you got 2 13s, so you do severe damage.
Nicely
Okay,
done.
so that's 4
Nice.
damage.
So you do 4. So you go down there and you
And
just punch that hand real hard.
I need to remember what triggers the special on this. Because it has stunning as a special.
I think that just happens when you moderate or severe, I think is when stun comes through. Because it happens at different levels of pugilism.
Yeah, when it deals severe damage, the target suffers a weak critical effect in addition to any other critical effects.
Yes. And stun and daze, actually.
So the hand is dazed from the low blow, and then it's suffering a weak critical effect in addition to the 4 damage.
Funny. Very, very funny. I don't know if I put down what stun and daze do. Because again, when we played last time, I looked it up. I was like, oh, I'll never forget this. And then we wait a billion years.
Yeah, we wait like a month to play again.
Holidays, man.
Yeah. And then cons happened. Man. Good time.
It happens.
Okay, stun. Whenever this weapon suffers a weak critical effect, in addition to any other critical effects it would suffer. Okay, so it suffers a weak critical effect. Okay, so I got that up here. So you did 4 damage. So
I did 4 damage.
You cause a jolt of very intense pain. It is at negative duels she makes on the next turn. Okay, so it's at negative flips.
TTB?
And daze.
I would imagine TTB is Through the Breach, the
Yes.
game that we are currently playing.
That is.
Yeah, through the breach.
Yeah,
Through the breach.
listen to the man, Rob.
I knew that. I'm just role playing
2.0.
and he's really stupid right now.
I'm pretty sure daze was they're just at like -2 to their action or something like that.
Days are 1/360th of a year.
That took me a little bit longer than it should have to click. But for some reason, it won't just.
Why do they not just simply have? Yeah. Critical effects. Oh god. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna look it up that much longer.
Conditions.
Yeah, what page is it?
Bleeding out. Paralyzed. Fast dazed. Character has a hard time focusing on tasks. Has the TN, so I guess that's difficulty of every action increased by +2.
Yeah, okay, that was right.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm the best.
Yeah,
Okay.
conditions
You're up
are
there.
on
Hey, Jeff's here. Hi, Jeff.
306.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
His name is Jeff. He's defective dice, so he's actually the only other person in the entire world that plays this game. All right, so, you punch the hand real hard. It is in fact not quote unquote dead, but it's he's not looking too good. I believe in D&D they would call it blooded.
Hmm.
That's a reference.
That's a newer version of D&D than I played.
Bro, that is
So-
like that's like second or third edition or something like that.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm very old.
damn,
So-
Yeah, I was gonna
damn.
say that was a thing in D&D when I was in like elementary school.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, the
Now,
very
to
old
be
comment.
fair, that was also like 4th edition. But
It happened in Neverwinter
Oh
Nights.
God, we
That's
don't
all
talk about 4th edition.
That's all I remember. That was my version of D&D. All right, so next is the preacher. So the preacher, he's like, and he's gonna attempt
Well,
to.
way to bury the lead, Dylan. Now we know what his name is.
Well, he read that in the
You did-
in the paper.
I did read that in the paper. Yeah, he's an effigy of a preacher.
Like I said, I'm
It
role
is
playing
in my
Isaiah, and he's
notes
really
now,
stupid.
so.
You're not
What's he-
stupid at all.
What's he gonna try to do? Is what I'd like to. His
You
Father
guys
Zeb
are-
would like.
He's gonna attempt to give you the puke again. He's gonna be like, "Bleh." He's gonna keep puking as he
Gross.
slowly gets up. So your defense, you got a 2. You got a 2 of crows.
Yeah. Well, that's not gonna work with my defense. My defense is 2, so that's 4. What do I need?
You need a 10.
Shh.
Sheesh. Sheesh. It's
All
not
right, so
that bad.
let's take the damage. He's gonna puke on me.
Oh my god.
I'm not cheating on that. I've got too much writing on my action. So let's go.
So he actually gets this thing. So after damaging, destroy 1 piece of armor or equipment worn by each character who suffered moderate or severe. So it's within. So you got a 4 total.
Yeah.
Oh geez. So he's it is a neutral flip. Oh, you got lucky. So he's just doing 3 damage.
Okay.
And in the process, you start to notice that you get a little lightheaded.
Okay.
You start hearing like church bells in the background.
I would like to point out that technically, I think I charged, so shouldn't I get 2 attacks?
Charge in this game, I think, just means you get to do the move and the swing in one action.
After
'cause I guess the
moving,
question-
the charging character makes 2 1 AP attacks against the target.
Because in this game, it's a 2. Yeah, it's a 2 action. That's right. Yes, you do get to swing again. Go ahead.
Okay.
You got
I
yourself
just-
a 5 of rams.
5 of Rams. What do I need to hit?
You need. I think it was a 9. The claw. The claw. You need a 10.
10? Okay, so yeah, that's a hit. That is a 12 overall.
Okay. You want to cheat anything? You okay with it?
No.
So you're gonna do some big boy damage. You're gonna do moderate, so the middle one.
Moderate, so that's another 3.
So you go down there and you punch it real hard, and you just hear the thing break as you punch it into the ground.
Okay.
And it
So-
stops moving. It does the spider thing where like the hands, the fingers like curl up.
It's not horrifying in the slightest.
You're a monster.
All right, Mr. HM.
The breacher. I'm sorry, the breacher. The preacher. Not the breacher. That's a whole different game.
Yeah.
His other action is he gets up, and he's now standing very
So-
much above you.
So
Is he
First
also
thing-
going, meh?
first thing, Stoic Defender. So I take 1 less damage
Okay.
to a minimum of 0. Second thing is Tenacious Warrior. Is any of what he did to me the effect of a trigger?
No, his trigger did not go off.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. It is now.
No, you're welcome.
No. Now it's Isaiah's turn.
Yay! I get to shoot things.
So you did definitely hear some very loud vomiting noises coming downstairs.
Yeah, I'd like to skateboard down the railing of the stairs.
You're gonna acrobats down it, all cool
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
you gotta like
and
you gotta
then,
like
uh,
kick flick up like a piece of driftwood and just like skate down the.
Exactly.
just do a grind
Exactly.
down
You
the thing.
you do the Legolas
grab a-
riding
You
the
do the
Uruk-hai
elephant,
shield
yeah.
down the stairs.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, right. Okay, it would be an acrobatics. I don't think it'd be that difficult. So I don't know, 7.
Okay.
You got yourself a 6 of masks.
I got a +5.
Wow. So I'll say you get down the
Yeah.
entire stair set in one move. So you managed to slide your way
Okay.
down there.
Then I'd like to take a shot at big, giant, scary thing holding giant priest guy.
You gotta be, yeah, so they're in melee. So if you're shooting into melee in this game, let me ask Jeff just to be safe. In this game, it's like the way it used to be, right? Where you flip for the defense of each person in the melee? Or do they actually go with just the negative flip, like it is now? If I remember correctly, it is you hit the lowest defense out of everybody. If I remember correctly.
Hey, so I don't want
And I
to
can't
tell you
aim. I see, 'cause
the best way to take your turn, but I do believe there was mention of a giant golden cross hanging from the ceiling above this dude.
That's
And
very
you
true.
do have guns.
that's actually, yeah. Yeah, because I play Isaiah crazy, but he has calm and collected, and I think that kind of goes off whenever there's fighting. So yeah, I would say that makes a lot more sense. Is he's gonna slide down and get Ray, and then he sees that and ping. What do I need to shoot that cross down?
It's not a very hard thing to hit, so I don't know, probably like an 8.
Okay,
You got yourself a 6 of tomes.
I have a 6, so we're at 12.
You did it. Right, let's flip the damage. So you got a 12 on something that needed a 8. So
6.
you're a neutral flip.
No,
All right, so you got a moderate.
okay, 3.
Do 3 damage. You definitely hit the chain and it starts to swing. No break yet.
Ugh. Okay. I
Okay.
don't think I have anything that lets me fire another shot. Wait,
You had a positive flip
what was the
for the to hit.
what
'cause
was
you're-
the suit for it?
You had a book.
I had a book. Okay, if I had a Rams, then I would have been able to unload my gun and do more damage.
Okay, so we got Jed next. You are laying on the ground. You bonked your head real hard.
All right. I mean, obviously he sees everybody scrabbling back down, and so he's gonna get up and head back down as carefully as possible because that staircase still kind of creeps him out a little.
Sure, that might take your whole turn getting, because I think getting up is half an action, and
Yeah, I figured it probably would.
so you start. We call this a setup turn. It's a
Yeah.
setup turn. Then we have coming in at last place. We got Dan. It's David versus Goliath here. As this 8-foot tall conglomeration of things that you are. You want to join? You want to join the posse?
Yeah. So I've got 2 actions, right?
You do.
First thing I'm going to do is to try and intimidate. I have an intimidate of 4.
Okay.
Okay. You are an abomination. You deserve not to be.
Wow.
I cast thee out of this mortal realm back to the abyss where thee belongs, and give it my best shot.
Okay, so this is a very scary thing. He has a rule called
Yep.
terrifying, which means that whenever
Yep.
you target him with anything, you have to pass a terrifying check. Otherwise,
Okay.
you poop your pants.
Okay.
You poop my pants. Okay, so he's terrifying
So-
11. So that is your willpower stat.
All right.
be a-
Willpower
Should be in a.
is a 3. Yeah, I got a 3.
So you got a 9 of masks. So you got a 12.
That's 12.
So you
Yeah.
overcome your fear.
Okay. Yeah. So
And
now I'm trying to intimidate.
he doesn't.
Smite him, Dan.
You need a 12.
Do it.
You
Okay.
got 13 of rams. You are feeling
That
God's wrath.
That a boy. That a boy. The
right.
power of Christ compels thee.
So you look at him real hard, and he gets he's actually like kind of taken aback by your religious fervor.
Okay, and then I'm going to smack him with the truncheon as my second
There you go.
action.
You're a monster. I would actually say
Yep.
you probably daze him.
Okay.
So that is going to lower his defense, so you only need a
Are
10.
you
Okay.
like headbutting the cross into his forehead?
right
deeper?
into
Well,
his
And
brain.
now you've got a cross mark on your forehead. Please tell me
Eating
we're
the
making that
devil out
canon.
of him.
Sure.
You
Sure.
got a 5 of masks.
Okay, well, I'm going to cheat with a 11,
So you need a,
and my melee's 1,
so you got a 12.
so I got a 12, yeah.
Alright, so you got within 5. He's also impossible to wound. So you
I've got a friend's wife that's working on character art. She's gonna have to put that cross in there.
so you got a mild. So whatever the low
Okay.
number is.
The low number's a 1 with the truncheon, so.
The 1 boo-boo.
But I hit him. He can bleed, he can die.
He's not bleeding yet. He's got
Well,
an
alright, so
owie.
but he was dazed. Does that matter from
it
his
it made him easier to hit.
Okay. Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so it goes back around, and we're back to Fenton.
I will get up from pummeling this hand into the floor, and I will. I'm assuming, am I in charge range of the preacher?
I don't think you're close enough, no.
Don't think I'm close enough.
You do have a pistol.
Do I?
Yeah, you should have like a pocket derringer or something you've been carrying around.
No.
Okay, you didn't.
I've just got these hands.
These hands. So you could also
I
have
will
a
say,
setup turn. if you
I do have a charge distance of 9. I don't know if that
like. That is pretty
changes your mind.
You know
of
what?
if
Yeah,
I'm close
If
enough.
that's the case, because I think most people's charge range is like 4. Yeah, you're pretty damn fast. So yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay. So I will get up from pummeling this hand into the floor and just charge directly at the preacher. And I will go ahead and do like a flying drop kick into it.
Alright, you do need a 10. You got a 9 of rams.
Well, I do believe I have a 7 in martial arts, so that is a 16.
Alright, so you got a neutral flip. Any triggers?
Uh,
The nut kick is only on crows.
no. Yeah, nut kick is on ravens, and I have duck and weave on tomes.
So
So.
he is impossible to wound. So you do a moderate. You got the middle number.
I do a moderate, so I do 3.
Not bad.
And then I don't really know how to best
Terrifying.
flavor text my way into my second attack for the charge after a drop kick.
I just backtracked. You passed your terrifying. You overcame your fear. Keep going.
Okay. I was not aware that I was afraid.
He's very scary.
Okay.
Look, you're not scared. That's the thing. You overcame your fear.
Perfect. So I guess I drop kick him, I land, and I just, like, as I stand up, I go and I uppercut. And that will be my second swing.
So you need a 10 again, and you got an 8 of rams.
Again, that is with a 7. So that is,
15.
I can do math, 15.
Alright, so impossible to wound within 5. You're gonna red joker that son of a gun. So in this case, I think the way red jokers work in this edition is you take your severe damage and you add your weak damage.
Okay, so
is
that
gonna be a lot.
is 6 damage.
Yeah, so you go in there and you bop this guy real hard.
I get a nice crunch when I hit him in the lower jaw.
Right. So he's actually a boss. So we're gonna see what you managed to do.
Oh, apparently it is severe damage plus a severe critical effect.
Yeah,
Sweet.
we're about to do that now.
Okay.
So you're
it's
gonna
only
do.
4 damage, not 6 damage.
I think I immediately shuffle it now because a Joker popped out, so you guys do get the draw. Hand size is 5, so you got to discard down if you have too many. No, it's severe damage plus a severe critical effect. So he's gonna have 2 severe criticals because he also did the damage to take him over his health, right? And I'm assuming the red Joker counts as a severe for purposes of the critical effect stuff.
Are you asking me or are
No,
you
I'm
asking
asking
Jeff?
Hef. I'm asking Hef. Yeah, I was right.
Okay. I was gonna
Okay.
say I have no idea.
All right, so you flip it. You went over his wounds by 2, so you take the thing you flip, add it, and under severe, so we're in 12. So the affected location is permanently damaged and rendered useless. He can't use his jaw anymore. If this affects an arm or leg, I should have. I guess you get to pick where you hit him. So you said his jaw. This has the same
Yeah, I
effect as
said
a
I was doing an uppercut. So.
useless limb condition. If it affects the head, one of the character's eye. So you annihilate his eyeball with your fist, and he's now blind.
Punch him in the jaw so hard one of his eyes pops out.
Save that the penalty is only negative if the character still has at least one functional eye. If this affects the chest, he can't speak. Guy can't speak anyway. Then you do another one, which is going to be the same thing. So I guess you're just going to blind him. You know what? You're the one that's probably going to take that cross and bash it into his skull right after you break his jaw in the process. You just blind him, blood covering his face.
I still just like the idea that I uppercut him so hard both of his eyes just pop out the top.
Just explode.
Well done, my son.
Let's see the full card location. Okay. Yeah, he's not down. He's not down though. So who's next? It's him. So now that he has no eyeballs, he just starts blindly swinging around, and and Dan, you can very clearly hear this thing start like praying to some god in whatever gibberish. Like it's very clearly he's like asking for some kind of divine intervention as he attempts to.
Infernal. It's not divine. It's infernal.
Jeez.
There's only one.
He's so judgy.
Sorry, I am judgy.
So he's gonna swing at you, Dan. He's lost the ability to swing coherently.
Okay.
So what do I need here? He is swinging at you with a 10, so you need a 10 to avoid his big fist.
Okay.
Got a 10 of crows, so I think you just.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
So he swings and misses.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna try again.
That's a trigger.
Oh.
If that matters.
It sure does. What does it do?
It doesn't hurt anymore. What does
heal?
that do?
Do you heal on this guy?
I don't know. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second.
I'll just make fun of Jeff the entire time.
That's cool.
Jeff, I need you to teach me this entire game cover to cover, and then don't let me forget it all in between each of the sessions. I might read this on my lunch break too. Rehash all the rules. Because I definitely read all the rules when we first started, and then, you know.
You may gain the following conditions until the end of dramatic time. Hard to wound +1. Damage flip against the character suffer a negative
Flip.
flip.
That's pretty good. All right,
Yeah.
So he'll swing again.
Okay.
And you got yourself a 3, and you need a 10.
Okay. Can I cheat on defense?
Mhm.
I'll cheat with the 10.
There you go. So he swings,
right.
and you just casually get out of the way.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad for this thing?
No.
No.
It's infernal. It's abomination. It is contrary to the natural way.
How about what do you think
There's
about
got to be a little bit of feelings that, you know, those are a bunch of holy men, like people like you. That could have
Okay,
been you.
no. It was made from the remains, in a very abhorrent way, of good men who have been their remains have been twisted into evil purposes. This is an aberration. Those men that this is made of are in a better place. This is a bad place.
Yeah, it's not exactly a great. I don't think a Malthus sewers is a particularly great
Make
place.
some kind of check as holster the guns, walk over there. Is there any chance that cross is gonna fall down on Father Wilhelm now?
It might.
I'll catch it. Don't worry.
Can I make a check to see?
Catch it.
Catch it.
Bad things happen indeed in Malifaux. You're not wrong. Okay. Who's next? It is going to be.
Well, that's
Rob.
Oh, because we're still on initiative. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Well,
Yes.
then there we go. Is this thing dead?
Shoot it again, I'll catch it.
Because in Malifaux, bad things happen.
That's what I'm saying. The zombie guy is dead. Did you smite him?
No,
or-
he's up.
He's
Sorry,
still
I
there.
missed that. My wife was messaging me.
Rob.
Okay,
Rob's
yeah.
wild.
Then I'm gonna shoot the cross.
All right. You need a 6.
Let's do it. Let's
You
put
got-
it down.
You got an 8.
Yeah, okay. I also have a
Crow.
6, so that's a total of
14.
14.
So
14.
you need a 6, so it's a neutral flip. The crow, are you all in? It's rams, right? Your trigger's the ram.
I have like 3 of them. I have a talent. It's tomes and rams I need.
Tomes rams. Okay.
So.
So you neutral flip. You got mild. You got weak.
Mild. So okay.
This one you can't cheat because it was a
that
neutral.
Is 2.
So you'll do 2 damage to it. Okay. It will break the link as you pinpoint shot it again. This thing's gonna fall. I'm gonna let Father Zed see this coming, so you got to take an acrobatics to get out of the way. Get out of the way.
What is acrobatics built off of?
It is built off of, I think, grace.
Grace? Okay, well, grace is 0,
Excellent.
and I have no acrobatics or athletics or anything like that.
So you're gonna need yourself a 9, and you got yourself an 8 of masks. You're real close. I will warn you, this thing might hurt. It is
Can I cheat or can I not cheat?
You can cheat.
Well, I don't have anything better than an 8, so I'm getting hit.
All right, so this thing comes clanging down like some kind of angry higher power as it falls down, and it just absolutely crushes the blind, screaming, holy man zombie. And you are going to get crushed. Oh, you got lucky on that one. It's only going to hit you for 2.
Okay. 2 is all I had left?
Look at that. Oh, you're hard to...
Oh, -1. So I only got hit for 1. So I still have 1.
Wait a minute. I still have an action left, right?
Mhm.
Me shooting is just 1 action?
Yeah.
Can I use my second action to tell him to dodge it, to get out of there?
Well, yeah. I was giving him the opportunity to do it anyway, so...
Duck!
So that's the reason that I'm only down 6, not 7. So I have
Well, so-
1. I have 1 result.
What
I
I'm
have
trying
1
to-
You're
wound
trying
left.
to increase his
My
target
warning.
number.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, with my warning, does that not give him more distance to get away so he doesn't get crushed, or?
Because you flipped an 8 and you needed a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I needed a 9.
Fine, I'll give it to him.
Okay. All right.
You should probably do that action first. You should
Yeah.
probably do that action first, though, Rob.
Yeah, generally giving a
Silly
warning
man.
before you
You
drop
want the
the
warning
giant
before?
thing.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
got.
Should I
I mean,
also be?
I
I
didn't
can
know
see
it was
both
down.
sides of it. So there you go. Yeah, because he might not have hit it. It's like, but
I already
you
hit it
probably-
once and it didn't come down, so
Yeah.
I can't. Apparently, it's a armored chain.
all right. So is the preacher
He is
verboten?
He is annihilated.
Okay.
And just for the
I am going
purposes
to give
of
last rights.
fairness here, I was also right next to this creature because
Oh,
I
that's-
was in the middle of
That's very
punching
true.
the shit out of it, so I should probably also make some sort of roll to
So you're gonna
or
need 8.
draw.
I'll lower it because he did call it out. You're just gonna need an 11. You just quickly duck out of the way.
Get out of there now, go on.
And is this on evade?
This is on
'Cause-
a I did acrobatics. Evade also works.
Okay, because I have a 5 in evade,
Yeah,
so
you did it with style.
Well done, my son. Well done.
You
I'm
didn't
the
fly.
most English German priest you'll ever meet.
You didn't
He
fly.
just
you
sidestepped.
fell
He
with
just took a
style.
single step back.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so as soon as that thing gets absolutely annihilated, the ringing bells in the back of your head, Dan, you start getting really like wobbly, and something starts swimming up in your vision, and you
Ooh.
before you even realize it, you pass out.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
You see Zed just hit the ground.
Let's go with it.
He accepts this.
Do I?
um,
Am I in a pristine valley filled with little halflings and an old gentleman with a pointed hat riding a cart with some fireworks in the back.
He's not late.
Is that-
He's exactly he's
He's
going to show up
exactly on time.
pretty
Yes.
exactly on time. What are we gonna say, Max?
I was just gonna say I will promptly kneel down next to the unconscious form of Zed and pull out my flask and wave it under his nose.
So you will notice that on his face there is some kind of some of that fluid you were looking at earlier that's glowing. It's like it's on his face. It appears to have gone up his nose.
Well,
Is it
good
pooled
thing
in the
that
cross that's been
alcohol
smashed
is
into his
a
forehead?
solvent.
Yeah, you have no idea. Yeah, well, if there's any kind of like reaction you could do with another chemical, you didn't see it, but you haven't read any of the papers or anything.
I'm just saying alcohol's a solvent and cleans things off.
That's true.
I
That's
have
fair.
a bottle of whiskey or a flask of whiskey.
Yes, you can clean him up with a little alcohol and some elbow grease.
You think he's dead, so you just pour one
I'm
out for him on
unconscious,
his
but I
face?
still lick my lips.
Yummy. Okay, so
Well done, my son.
we're in dreamland now. So, Dan, Father's. Can I call you? Can I call you Father
You
Zed?
can call me Father Zeb.
Okay.
Yeah.
You awaken, and you appear to be in a very black space, and in front of you, there appears to be a confession booth.
I enter the confession booth.
So, are you entering on the preacher side, or are you entering on the...
I'm entering on the penitent side because that is the way we would do it.
So, when you go to the penitent side, you notice that it's locked. It doesn't want
Then
to
I'll
open.
go to the preacher side.
There you go. So, you go over to
Okay.
the other side, you open it up,
Okay.
and there's a nice little cushioned seat there, and there's like that mesh
Okay.
in between the two.
Yep. Yep.
You take a seat.
I will take a seat, close the door, open the partition. Greetings, my fellow.
And he
Have
says-
you anything to confess?
And he says, "Forgive me, Father, for I have done many, many sins."
How long has it been since your last confession?
So it's been 5 years since my last confession.
What have you to tell me, son?
I have done many bad things for many bad people, Father, and I'm not sure if anyone can forgive me for the things I've done.
Confess your sins, and the Lord will grant you peace with the grace.
Father, I don't even know where to start. I've ended so many people's life threads. I've done so many things to hurt others. I've killed so many people that didn't deserve it, all in the name of self-indulgent greed and an attempt to obtain some kind of power that I myself don't fully understand.
Do you seek forgiveness and admit your fault?
I'm not even sure I can ask for forgiveness for the things I've done, Father.
All can be forgiven if you ask for it.
Tell me if
Tell
this is something that can be forgiven.
Take me back home, Pop.
Please
He says,
confess
I,
your sins, and I will grant you absolution if it is possible.
He says, Father, I did something abhorrent in the town of Munich, Germany. Or Prussia, or wherever it is in this setting.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's Germany. 5 years ago, I was in a confession booth like this, and I was told something that I did not want to hear. And I feel like something else reached out and spoke to me and told me to do terrible, terrible things.
Tell me more.
I burned that church down when I left that confession booth.
Okay.
And I took
What?
all of the prized items inside of it. And I decided that I was going to become my own god.
You realize that this is not the right and proper way, or do you not?
I'm not so sure anymore, because I believe I've found it. I believe I have found that power that I sought those many years ago.
It is in humility, my son, that we find the true path. You must humble yourself before your God, confess your sins, ask forgiveness, and accept the forgiveness given to thee.
And so he says, "But you see, Father," and then you can see through the partition like two very red glowing eyes. "I don't seek forgiveness for the things I've done. I think you should seek forgiveness from me for not killing more of you."
Intimidate check.
All right, sure.
I got one trick.
Making people feel bad about themselves. Classic. All right, let's see what kind of number we're dealing with here.
I'm trying to play the priest as well as I know him.
No, I think you're doing great. So this is very unlikely. You need yourself a 17. You got yourself a 4 of books.
Well, an ace doesn't do me anything, right? An ace is a 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
I give him one of my cards.
No.
Really cheap.
Okay.
He's an actual cheating.
What did I pull anything? What was my flip?
You got a 4.
Oh, yeah. Well, I could cheat with a 5, but that's not going to help.
That doesn't help.
All right.
So he, what you notice is that you start to feel the confession booth, like, starting to get, like, sucked in like a black hole into the penitent side of the confession booth.
Hold back, resist with toughness.
There you go. With toughness. I'm not sure toughness is going to help you from getting sucked into a black hole that's not technically real.
I got nothing else. Yeah, I can't do it with history or carouse.
You can do centering. Because you know this isn't real.
All right, I'll try and center.
All right, yeah, let's give yourself a 10 on that. 5 of crows.
Yeah, well, that ain't gonna help either. I got nothing. I got nothing to help. So,
So you find
do your
yourself,
worst.
You find yourself
HM.
being sucked into this ordeal, and you feel what can only be assumed as not necessarily a loss of faith, but you're definitely going through like an emotional
A crisis.
turmoil. Yes, because
Sure.
This whatever it is that you're facing is clearly very powerful, and you get sucked into it, and the one thought through your mind is, can you forgive this, and can you forgive yourself for not being able to stand up to this thing?
Okay. All right. So, the last thing I will say before the end is whether you seek it or not, you are forgiven if you accept the forgiveness.
There you go.
And it'll be what it'll be.
So back in real world land, Zeb is sitting there muttering,
Zeb.
Zeb is down there muttering to himself. Again, Zed and Jed is throwing me off.
I know.
So
It's tough.
Zeb is muttering to himself as you guys are punched over him. He does not appear to be dying in any way. But he should
Just
probably
spiritually.
He should
Are
probably
we
take a
still
bath.
in initiative?
Combat's over.
Okay. Can I try and do a counterspell thing to see if there's something
No, there's
going
there's
on
like
here?
there's like faint traces of magic, but it's not something that you can really
Okay.
like affirmatively get
Okay.
hold of. There's something in the goo.
Can Jed kind of give him a little, not enough of a smack to do damage, but kind of try and wake him up?
Yeah.
Give him a little smack.
Sure can. So you give him a nice little slap across the face.
Yeah.
He mutters and he's definitely breathing, but he doesn't wake up yet. He does not
So-
appear to be in danger.
All right.
You said that he had some of the weird glowing liquid on his face.
He got puked on.
Can I
Hi, Mike.
grab some of the papers that were nearby and see if I can find any information on what this might be?
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
So
That's good.
he can help you do it too. You grab a hold of it, and the note the writing on it's very like all over the place. Like clearly this guy's kind of lost his marbles. And you are able to ascertain on a very basic level that this is something that they call necromantic ichor. And you know that this is like the tool of a reser. Like that's pretty common knowledge that they'll use like stuff like this to get bodies to get back up and yada yada. What is in it is hard for you to ascertain just because of the fact that it's like there's like diagrams and there's like words over words. Like nobody could read this.
This is pure Scotch whiskey, I think.
Oh no, it's Irish whiskey.
No, I'm saying it's the devil. It's Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
We need to collect as much of that as we can.
The goo?
Well, I think we need to get
No,
it off
well,
his
yeah, some of the
face.
goo, and then yeah, I'm not focusing on that. I'm trying to save as much of the papers as possible for evidence.
Sure.
Well,
This is a reser. Like this shit's not allowed. This is bad. This is kind of snapped out of the fear by this point.
Give him the goo.
We got to report this.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some you could take. There's some in jars and stuff. There's papers all over the
Yeah.
place.
Get a little like beaker. I'm trying to run around, collect as many papers as we
I'm
can.
gonna put the papers
Best
in
I
a
can.
beaker.
You could.
Sorry,
Soak it.
I'm out of it.
I mean, I could to hold the. Yeah, I could to try and collect them.
Sure. Give me a bureaucracy.
Oh crap! I actually
don't have
have that.
Well, you're sleeping. You're sleeping that one off.
No.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You can either do a bureaucracy or a notice.
I don't have notice either.
Which one would you like to do then?
What skills do they use?
Bureaucracy and notice. Unless you mean aspects. Aspects.
Aspects. Yes, sorry.
Bureaucracy's intellect. Notice is cunning.
Cunning. Yeah.
Well, they're the same for me, so let's go with bureaucracy.
There you go.
You need
That's
a
the
10.
right choice.
You got a 5. I'm sorry. You
Okay.
need an 8.
I'm gonna cheat.
For
I need an 8 and I got a 5?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat and play an 8.
So. Wow, we got some flirting in the chat. We got
I trust
Sweet!
Duncan to be
Jeff
able to.
Jeff and Mike. That's love. So, you, while you're grabbing the papers, most of it seems like total gobbledygook. Like, you could probably take this home, you're not going to get a lot out of it. This is clearly the ramble.
Oh, I don't want it for me. I'm taking it to the death marshals.
Hey,
Or-
Jeff, what do you
Not-
what do you
is it
think
the
about
death
that?
Marshals with the other...
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. What do you think about a
That's
civilian who
the-
walks
that's
up to
like
the Guild
the gang.
Enclave with
Okay.
a bunch of incriminating evidence?
I have some paperwork for you.
I'll let him answer that question.
I found this stuff. Yeah.
I found... yeah.
Look at these things. Why were these things there? Well, because there was zombie shit around this orphanage.
What do you think about... What would you do? And what do you think the Guild would do in that situation, Jeff? But anyway, before we get to that, you notice that one of the papers you pick up is incredibly more coherent than all the other ones. Like, when you
Okay.
pick it up, you're like, okay, this is clearly not his writing. And it looks like a receipt. Or some kind of
Okay.
like, Bill of Right type thing. And it is for an
Okay.
orphanage by the name of Heart's Orphanage.
We got him.
With the purchase...
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It's the doctor.
with the purchase of a few orphans. And as you look at that, it is very easy for you
Who
to
signed
notice that in the piles of refuse, there are, in fact, children's clothing and what appear to be like the uniform of the old...
Is there a
orphans.
name for like the buyer and the or who signed it to authorize it? Who's
Dr.
This is
Hart
on the
unacceptable.
It's his
Okay,
writing,
yep.
for sure. But the purchaser
Yep,
is
I told
person-
you. I
but
told you.
is a purchase. The purchaser is 100% somebody called Carl Wagner.
Yep, I told you. We're going back there and we're shooting that man in the face repeatedly.
Jeez.
Well, knowing my luck, I'm probably punching him in the dick. So
Until he dies.
So far, I think you've gotten almost every single kill so far.
No, you got that
mean,
last one.
technically, you got the kill on the preacher.
Fair.
Death cross.
Death by cross. A giant,
so-
solid gold cross.
He died on cross-examination.
Get
Oh,
out.
it hurts.
Kicking you out. You had said that he had some of this goo that had gone up his nose, by the way, right?
He's got the goo.
The goo up his nose. I'm sorry, say that again.
You had said that the goo on the father's face had ended up like up his nose, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna neti pot that out with my whiskey flask.
What is this flask made out of that you can just squeeze and suck in and out with
Well,
it?
it's okay. So
What's super squeezy bottle?
it's just a steel flask, but a neti
Yeah,
pot you don't squeeze. You
Yeah, you
like
do. Yeah, it's
tilt,
flex
and
still.
it,
It's like
it flows through.
Oh, you're
It's
going to pour the
burn.
whiskey to neti pot him. Okay, I thought you were
Yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna use a squeezy bottle and suck the stuff out of his
Like
nose.
a
No,
turkey
I'm-
Like a
baster.
toddler.
I'm gonna be
booger.
whiskey poisoned
yeah.
to get the stuff out of my nose. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I see
I'm
this.
just pouring straight,
It's whiskey.
like,
It's
There's
sanitary.
no
Duty
clean water
proof
here. Let's be quite honest.
Irish
Yeah.
whiskey through his nasal cavity. That's
He could use some sewer
gotta
water.
feel great.
You could put a brain-eating amoeba.
I'd rather
directly
it be
into your
whiskey,
brain.
to be honest. Yeah.
Directly into
Are
your
you telling
brain.
me Irish whiskey and sewer water are not interchangeable?
They are not. Not the old bathtub hooch.
Maybe
White
Scotch
bath.
whiskey, but not Irish whiskey.
All right. So anyway, yeah, you
Dad,
do.
you
You
really
clean them
don't
up.
like Scotch, do you?
You clean them up.
Yeah, I'm
not
just.
particularly. No. I like bourbon.
Wow.
I don't know. A good like Islay Scotch is pretty good.
Comes
Yeah,
with 25
that's all I got. I don't know how else. What was that?
Nothing.
Jed, come suck goo out of his nose.
His dad's not
Those
feeding
aren't
me.
pillows.
That's gonna be a no.
We
for
need
me,
someone to do the opposite of CPR.
So anyway, yeah, you find that receipt and you start to notice, you start to connect the dots that,
Yeah.
this is clearly something's going on.
Called it.
Okay. Eventually, while he's cleaning up his nose and gets the goo out, Dan, Father Zeb, does in fact wake up, and it's very disorientating because you feel like you died.
Yeah. Okay. Pick up my pocket watch.
It's only been-
Is it going the correct way?
Sure is.
Okay. All right.
And you see Fenton standing over you, like tending to your face.
My son,
Can you
Um,
breathe now, Father?
have you any of the elixir on you?
Try blowing your nose.
Oh, thank you. That works.
Disgusting.
Well done, my son.
Absolutely disgusting. Okay, so anything else you guys want to do in this room?
I collect more papers while also holding that one up and going, I fucking told you!
I'm going to say a prayer just to center myself and come back to full awareness.
You notice it does not.
Oh.
It doesn't feel the same.
What doesn't feel the same?
Your attachment to Gad. It feels a little
Stronger or weaker?
It feels different. Different.
Different. Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. It's like we're still friends.
It feels like hazy. Like it doesn't feel strong. It doesn't necessarily feel weak. It just feels
Like my ears need to pop
Yeah.
from coming down. Yeah, okay.
correct. You're just like
Okay.
it's like the signal strength. It's just like not. It's like not as strong as it used to be.
All right.
You
I
feel-
have to do
it's-
some service.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep, so that's what you discover as you're sitting there centering. Rob is over there screaming that he did it. He solved the crime, or whatever
Yep.
it is that he's imagining.
Can I peripherally understand what it is he's yelling about?
I'm sure he'll tell
It's
you.
here. It's here. The paper. Read it. Here. Look at this. It's the doctor. I told you we need to get more of these. I found it. Found it.
Well done, my son.
I think Jed's gonna try and go back upstairs and see if there's anything else to be found. Try and be useful. He didn't even get single punch off in that conflict.
All you did was bang your head into the bed.
Yeah, did more damage
can't-
to myself than anything else.
Can't be the hero every time. Come on, man.
All right, so you go upstairs while everybody down there is having a little hullabaloo, and you do find a bed. That what used to be a bed before it was introduced to your cranium. There's a little nightstand with like a book. You could assume to be some kind of journal, leather-bound book, and a
Right.
random
He'll pick
assortment of
that up
just
and
crap.
okay. Can I
don't mean this
attempt
as a
a
dick.
notice check to see if any of
I have a
the
question for
stuff is interesting?
Sure. Let's just say an 8. You got yourself a 7.
Okay, so my notice is a 4, so
Yep.
that would be what, 11?
Does Jed know how to read?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he got one.
Hey, I don't know, man. Railroad worker, 1800s.
He's not super good at
What do you
it.
want
He's
from me?
he doesn't. He's not super smart, but he knows how.
Yeah.
So you find the journal, and through the random bits of just completely and totally disorientating information that is just scribbled into this thing, it very clearly begins at the very beginning of it. It's much more coherent, and then as it goes through the journal, it becomes more and more just kind of garbled. The guy was clearly like losing his marbles as he was going. As you're looking around, you do find yourself a healthy little pocket of script. You find yourself 5 guild script in his cabinet,
Sweet.
and nobody
Go
knows.
ahead and
Nobody knows that you found it.
grab that. Put it in my pocket.
And you also find some kind of emblem, like some kind of little metal emblem that looks roughly like a skull. It was clearly not like made in a factory. It was definitely roughshod made by somebody who is just getting started on learning how to do this.
Okay. What's it made out of?
Man, it looks like it's made out of just iron. Very
Okay.
like pig iron. Doesn't look great. Looks very cheap.
Okay. All right. I'll grab that. I'll grab the journal. And is there anything else in this room? Is potentially another secret door out? Is there another staircase?
So you do find up above the bed area there is a manhole cover.
Ah. Okay.
This
We
one,
love
is,
those.
this one is barred and very well secured from where you guys are. So looking up, you gotta like unlock the thing. So it would have been impossible to break into that on the other side.
Gotcha. All right. So I'll kind of shout downstairs, so I don't have to go back down the stairs. That there's a manhole cover up here that we can get out.
Is there anything left of Preacher where, when I wake up?
There is a body where the head once was. There is a giant golden cross.
I need to take a couple of minutes, folks. I'm going to attempt to
Resurrect.
consecrate the... No. There's only one who can do that. I'm going to
Wow.
attempt to bless the pieces that were put into this position to help find peace for those who they came from.
I'm just gonna point at the giant golden cross embedded in its head and say that I'm pretty sure that it's pretty well and blessed already.
All right, then I'll just say a prayer over the cross.
There you go.
3 Our Fathers and 2 Hail Marys, and on our way.
And you know what? As you're doing that, the cross that you think that was embedded in its head does like fall to the ground as the weight shifts.
Try and catch it. I don't want it to fall to the ground. That would be inappropriate.
Yeah, I think you can catch it. Like you see him shifting, and you see it like dangling out
Okay.
like a piece of his body, and
Yep.
before it hits the ground, you grab it.
I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to reverently place it in a place where it will stay upright, like kind of wedge it against the wall so that it's not going to fall down unless somebody knocks it down, and just try and Treat it with reverence.
As you grab it, it does feel like there's some kind of magic in that old straw hat.
I don't have any magic.
For sure. You have no idea why
Okay.
or how, but you grab it. And
It's
you
just
definitely feel
like spirituality. I feel a little bit. Do I feel a little bit of that fog lift as I do that?
Yes, you do actually.
Well, that's awesome. Well, then, this is
Now,
not mine
which
to keep.
cross
This is
was that?
It was the one that was in the forehead of the preacher.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's very.
Oh, I
it's
thought this
bent
was
now.
the giant gold one that we dropped on.
No.
Yeah,
you just like carry that around with you. I think it's
Um,
probably incredibly heavy.
That's
the.
kind of why I was asking.
All right. So, is there anything? I don't have notice, but is there anything I could see about this? Any inscriptions or any attributes of it that are meaningful?
So yes, you actually recognize this cross. It's from a particular policewoman in Munich that was killed in the fires back then.
I'm having a hard time finding forgiveness for whoever did this.
So you have an opportunity where you can either attempt to forgive or you cannot forgive, and this is a magic item that will react accordingly.
Mm.
Magic.
can't-
Shade.
I can't forgive.
You
No,
can't-
I don't think he can. This is too personal. This is mom, right?
Mhm.
There is no way on God's green earth he can forgive someone who took this from his mother who died in the line of duty.
So
No, there's no forgiveness. Sorry.
As soon as you think that, the cross loses that luster and that haziness
Yeah.
immediately comes back. And you
Okay.
can feel this thing fill you with some kind of unholy hate strength. That you know that if you hit somebody while you're carrying this thing, it's gonna hurt real bad. So
Okay.
it is a magic item that whenever you hit something in melee is going to give you +1 to the damage. Flat.
At the cost of my soul.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I've got a lot of work to do, but I have a tool with which to do the work.
It's true.
Pat
It,
Father Zeb
Remember-
on the back.
the tool
Remember,
itself is
Don't
You-
worry, you're
it's
not,
not
the only one with mommy issues.
it's not good or evil. It is just a tool to
Yep.
be used by the person who wields it.
Okay.
And the important thing to remember is it's not up to you to forgive them. It's up to God to forgive them. You just send them to God.
Yeah.
You'll sort them out.
Judge not, lest ye be judged.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
okay. So I've got a cross. I've got a +1 cross of punching.
of hitting,
Smiting.
of mighty bonk. You have the mighty bonk relic. That is your reward for
Cross
finishing the step. For the step of your path. So his path. Let me remind everybody, because this was probably 1 billion years ago. The first line of his prophecy was, "When you are a stranger to yourself." So Zeb is slowly
You
becoming.
cut out with all that, Dylan.
Oh God, gosh diggity
Yeah,
dang.
I need you to. At the very least, we gotta redo it for the recording.
So it says, the very first part of his prophecy was, "When you are a stranger to yourself."
Okay.
So Zeb is slowly becoming unknown to himself.
Did it cut out the
Hmm.
second part for anyone else?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
No,
I didn't hear it either.
It just cut out the self for me.
Yeah.
That second
Okay.
part.
Yeah, when you are a stranger
Okay.
to yourself was the first step of his prophecy.
Okay.
And so it clearly he has chosen the path of wrath. But you
I
guys don't even
can't
know.
see any other way. I can't see any other way for Father Zeb to react. I mean, he's been so forgiving for everything else, but when it comes to his mom, that's too personal. No way. Can't let
Isaiah
that
will come
go.
over, pat him on the back. Don't worry, I know what it's like to have mommy issues.
Again, they have no idea all this happened unless you make
No,
him. All that
no,
was very internal.
I'm not sharing that, but yeah, no, I feel it. But I as much as I tried, no, this is the right decision for Zeb.
Yeah, I agree. I could definitely see
Okay.
how you get that.
Am I able to, because I'm sensing all the magic in the room, am I able to notice the type of magic coming from the cross?
I mean, you can pick some of it up. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly.
Okay.
And you can see it in
Is
front
it
of your eyes.
similar-
It did change. At the beginning, it was very shiny,
Okay.
and then it lost a lot of the luster.
Is it at all similar to what I may have seen in San Francisco?
No, not necessarily, because this
Okay.
was probably a holy
Okay.
item that hasn't been. It
Gotcha.
really hasn't been tainted per se. It was just used in a
I gotta
creative
ask.
way. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while this is all happening, Jed, you can unlatch the manhole, so you guys can get out of here.
Okay.
Because
I
there's
think
another job
The only
to do.
other thing, I think, as Jed is sort of has some time to think and his head clears from being smashed into a bed, if he realizes people are coming up the stairs and leaving that large cross behind, I think he would feel that it needs to be removed from here. So he would go back down the stairs to get the big golden cross to carry.
To be
it out.
honest, I don't know that Father Zeb would leave the big cross down there by itself either, so I'm glad you're going to help me carry it out of here.
So the only difficulty that will occur with that is to get it out of that manhole cover. It's gonna take some time. You're gonna do a lot of pivoting.
Okay.
You think?
And
You can get
I
it
do have the
Nothing worthwhile is easy or free.
I have the training toolkit, which consists of, like, one of the things they mention is back braces for heavy lifting,
There you go.
things like that. So I figure I'll have the equipment to help us get it out. Even if it takes time, I should be able to manage it.
Sounds good. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna make you flip. I think with all of you guys working on it, or whoever does, two pretty strong guys working on this,
Yeah.
you'll get it out eventually.
Yeah,
So-
he won't even ask the father. He'll kind of like read the room. He's very like in tune. He's not smart, but he's very like cunning. And he like sort of reads the room and he's like, this thing can't stay in this place. And he'll just go down, work kind of without saying a word to the father. He hoists it onto his shoulder and carries it out.
And there's a lot of other little tinier things. There's like cups and little tinier crosses and all that stuff.
How many beakers full of papers or bottles full of papers am I able to bring out with me?
I mean, you could probably fill like a little messenger bag with how much paper you found here.
Okay. I didn't know there was a bag, but yeah, okay. I was picturing
And-
Isaiah's just walking around, arms full of
It's just-
beakers.
You
full
could
of
probably
paper,
find
just-
a bag in the refuse, or you could make
Okay.
like something out of cloth that's just laying around.
Wait, what about the meat sack?
You do? Oh my God, you have the meat sack.
I do have the meat sack. I guess I will offer you my meat sack.
This is a
No.
trending theme that every episode right at the end, we remember we have the meat sack.
If it's on the meat sack. All right.
Does it become now the paper sack? Because, I mean, when does it stop becoming the meat sack?
Well, I think there's
We have
still
to
a
wash it
meat
first, I think.
juice in it.
Okay.
All right. Is there
Well,
any...
yeah, I'm gonna put it in the messenger bag and put that in the meat sack.
All right. So just as a final, as before everybody leaves, you're bringing the papers. You got the big cross. Are you guys bringing anything else?
I will say before we leave, I would like to take whatever lantern we had with
Oh.
us and
Mhm.
smash it down there and just set fire to anything that we're not taking with us.
No, you son of a bitch.
Well, that can wait
Oh.
until after you're done looting.
Oh no, I assume you're doing that, and I'm gonna be yelling at you when you come out of that manhole cover.
Loot that body. Loot that body.
You
And
have
then I
no
think,
idea the evidence you just destroyed.
I imagine we probably remove all those other holy relics. So everything, we'll just kind of throw it all into the
Are
meat
they-
sack.
are
I was
they-
waiting for that.
can I-
That's the part I was waiting for.
Are they
Yeah.
unholy at this point?
Well, who's to say? They're just cut. Like I was saying before, they don't feel weird, but I mean, they were probably used for malicious purposes. You
I
do
think
see-
whatever I can carry, I'd like to try and bless and remove whatever stigma is on them.
I will say, Depending
Yep.
on the choices that you had made, maybe just like let's say 10 minutes ago, you might have been
Yeah.
able to do that.
But I'm not in that frame
You're
of
not
mind.
that
That's
kind of
fine.
person anymore.
Okay. All right.
This was what they call
That
a
man is
divergent
gone.
path. Yes, indeed. So you do see that the cups once held on to the necromantic ooze, so you can see traces of it in there. So the metal's a little tarnished with necromantic energies. But
I feel the
cups
urge to lick.
themselves are not in themselves evil.
Okay.
So you grab all that, you throw it in the new paper meat bag, and you guys get out. And I'm assuming Fenton lights it all on fire on the way out.
Yeah, I've played too much. Well, Fenton hasn't. I've played too much Delta Green to leave a necromantic basement.
Have you heard of sewer gas and flammability?
I'm so mad at you.
I would say
We
that
have
one's
all
probably
the evidence
sort
we
of
need.
sewer gas.
There's a larger How are we gonna find this Wagner guy? You know who can? The people in charge of finding him. And
Well,
now
that's
we
why
have only
you
paper
brought
evidence.
you brought the evidence with us.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys.
Yeah,
have the paper.
you got it.
And that's okay.
Did you?
We'll be
If that's
fine.
not enough and we all get imprisoned, I'm blaming you.
Jed, what'd you do with the journal?
So I would have given it to somebody smarter than myself, probably either Isaiah or the father. They seem like the reading type, so
You probably did you put it in the meat bag?
yeah, it'll go with the evidence, or I'll point it out and I'll kind of show them that the handwriting gets more and more erratic and things that what I found just quickly flipping through it, and then we'll keep it for later, I guess.
So you guys.
We need. Sorry, go ahead.
So when you guys get up on the surface level, it is dawn. The sun is coming up, and the end of a very horrible night. And you guys don't really have any idea where the hell you are, but you do know you're in the slums, and you can see the river in the distance. And the river's a good anchoring point. You could probably figure out how to get out from there. You could probably find your way to wherever it is you'd like to go.
I think the orphanage.
Is that where you want to go first?
I think
I
we
think
might want to
so.
cut it actually right there, Dylan.
Sure.
We're going on 2 hours and I gotta edit all of this.
No, it's only been an hour and 49 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Okay. So okay. So I guess you're gonna
You
end it on.
you get where I'm coming from. Yeah.
We're gonna cut it on.
We get out of there and dawn's come in and we don't know where we are.
At the end of a terrible night. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I guess that's as good a spot as any to stop. All right. Are we gonna do an outro? We just cliffhanger right
yeah.
off on that one.
I think cliffhanger right off on that one is gonna play out best. I'm sure this is fascinating for people to watch in the stream, but
All right. So I'm gonna hit stop on the recording.
Yes, all 9 of us.
okay, all 9 of us.
On Audacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, stop Audacity.
There might have been a point. It says that I might have lost audio at a certain. I think it's when I disconnected my headset, but otherwise I got
Okay.
wiggled. So there might be a point.
I'll figure it out. Worst case, I cut a few parts together.
Cliff hanged. Okay, so that was the end of that first step of his story.
Nice.
He chose the path of
Path of wrath.
Sheesh. And Isaiah, he chose the path. Oh, I'm not gonna say anything. He chose a different path because I think in the recording we didn't actually say what he picked. Very fancy.
Oh, in the with the magic rock thing.
Yeah, with the Baroness.
Yeah, because I think we set that up so that you and I would talk about that and give you some more room to play with.
Yeah, once we know your next step is coming, that's when we'll talk about that.
Right.
But you pick that. So we're gonna flip to see who's next. So I'm gonna flip for everybody other than Zed to see whose story comes up next. Whoever has highest is gonna be the one. So it'll be Isaiah. Isaiah's got a 3.
Are you sure we want to do me and we don't want to do one of them?
Well, you still
Oh,
gotta-
I see.
you still gotta
I see
win
what
the
you're
flip.
doing. My bad. My bad.
Jed is a 1, and he won with a 3. You got a 1, 2, and a 3.
All right.
So,
So-
Isaiah Part 2 is the thing that comes up, unless we really want to do somebody else.
what I'm suggesting is we just have it be either between Jed or Fenton. That
You
way
wanna
we've
do-
got
okay.
all the characters as we go.
So if
yeah.
that's the case, Fenton's was a 2, so we will do Fenton.
I mean, I think it's fine to let the cards. I mean, we don't have to all go at the same rate. I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fine to.
fine
I mean, I
with
get that.
letting Isaiah.
If you guys
have
would prefer
their
we do that,
go.
we can. I just.
I don't mind it. I
Okay.
have a fun enough time meddling up everybody else's story. So trying to protect zombie
good
kids
with
and
that, then.
whatnot.
Audience, what do you want? Do you want Isaiah Part 2, or do you want Fenton, the Irish boxer?
Cap.
I just think it's
Irish
bad
One Punch
luck
Man.
to not follow the bones.
He has a point. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's.
Mike
Inventor says Irish boxer.
Irish boxer. Okay, so the words we are going to go by are: as upon your back you carry the brightest star into the shadows. As upon your back you carry the brightest star into the shadows. A true champion of the Irish people, absolutely. Drop kicking and nut kicking hands and all that stuff. Okay, so
Adam, you've been taking notes this whole time, right?
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay, because I want to make sure when we do this next that we know to start off with. We got to figure out where to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll make a note of that
Yes.
right here.
I know exactly where I want to go.
So usually,
I know. I think we're on the same page.
So at the end of these adventures, if you finish one of your steps, you get to have some kind of reward. The reward was the relic.
Yeah.
So that is your thing.
Cool.
Can there be a drinking episode where he runs into Seamus in an alley? I don't think he'd survive if he bumped into Seamus. I think Seamus would brutally murder him. Very
Well,
casual.
I don't know who this Seamus dude is, but if he's got nuts, he's
My
vulnerable.
money's on Fenton. Yeah.
Seamus
He's
is a
got
very
nuts, they are
well-known serial killer in the Malifaux.
And the collection plate was full this week.
All right, so guys, that is where we're gonna end this one. Everybody gets what do you guys usually get 2 XP at the end of these things?
I believe so.
5 or 6.
Should we have gotten 2 for the last one?
I think so.
Look at that.
Or I might have waited just because we didn't actually finish.
Yeah, I think we held off because we basically just like ran around in a sewer for a bit, and
It's one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, so if that's the case, yeah, take 2 if we didn't take 1 from the last one.
Okay.
We do play for 2 hours. Yeah, take 2.
Cool.
Awesome.
I had 4.
I got 3 to spend.
I've
I
got
honestly have
2.
no fucking idea how much experience I have.
I
If you haven't
apparently need to
spent
increase
any-
my notice.
How many episodes have we done? I guess is the real question.
8. This is episode
Yeah,
8.
we're on 8.
Yeah. And we're doing about 2 per session.
What did you think of that, Jeff? What did you think of that story development? Is that good enough for you? He's probably seen better.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't?
He just did a video
Just did a
to
video.
explain how to level up in this game. So if you want to learn how to level up in this game, go to Defective Dice, the YouTube channel.
So this is an actual game that other people play too, right?
Jeff is like
That's what-
he's like a weird head. He's real big into Malifaux
Do
stuff.
do we go to our next level in our pursuit
You
right now, or
do. Yes. I
Okay.
think so.
Oh, snap.
OMG?
Snap. There is snappage.
Your
Alright.
paint job looks fine,
Let's see.
Shepard. Looks fine.
What do I get? What do I get? Pursuit?
And then next week, as far as the streaming schedule goes, it should go back to normal for me, I think. Yeah, because I'm not going to go to that. The only thing that might potentially get in the way is I'm doing a campaign thing for a one-page rule thing. I don't think that's going to get in the way. I think they said it's going to end at like noon, so I doubt that will actually come up, but I do have to go to Midgard for that, so that shouldn't be a problem. But when do we want to schedule the next one of this now so people can kind of get an expectation?
I can do that.
I'm down for next Monday.
Yeah, actually, I can do next Monday. It's fine with me, I think.
Let me look. Oh, I don't have my. Oh, I do. Let me look at my calendar real quick. I don't think I've got anything going on Mondays.
I know there was somebody here that
Um,
required us to be every other week. I think that was you, but that was because it was Fridays because of your girls.
Yeah.
And me with Fridays was because of bowling every other Friday, and they didn't usually line up. So
Yeah, so
As
my
of right
Mondays.
now, I can do it. I expect that that's not going to change, but that is one of the days my wife has off.
Sweet.
So typically those are days with her the entire time, but she has like 5 days off with me before that, so I'm pretty sure she'll be tired of me by then. So we should be good.
What do you think?
I know that feeling.
Yeah, as of right now, next Monday should be good for me.
So if
So
you
Monday
guys,
the 27th.
so I have very little time to write the next part of, or the beginning of Fitton's story.
You mean this
Yeah.
isn't all written out to begin with?
So a lot of it has to do with what you.
How
guys picked.
prepared were you when we started this? Come on, Dylan.
I had most of this all written out, but it also took us like 4 sessions to do what I thought was going to take us.
Sure.
Well, it's
sure.
also occurring to me, I don't know how much I've actually given you of any background information on Fenton,
That's
so I
You're
should
somewhat-
probably
You're
get that
somewhat
to you.
connected with whatever the equivalent of the IRA is because of your family. You were a bare knuckle brawler, I know that.
Yeah.
And what do I have already?
I thought originally we talked about there was a whole thing with Fenton where he was like actually from a wealthy family and some shit went down or something like that.
Well, his dad was killed by the English.
Because
Yeah, Dad got killed by the
Yeah.
English, ended up in, I can't remember what city I said I was
Went to
in,
Belfast.
Belfast, with my mother and sister. Yeah, I'll jot down some stuff and send it to you.
Yeah, anything like that would be very helpful. I already have a skeleton. So, like, for everybody, I have the skeleton of, like, what's going to happen. I just actually literally write it based on what you guys pick. I love Jed's. I think he's going to adore it. I'm very excited to see his things start to take place. Just based on some comments he's made in other sessions, but I think he'll really
yeah, I'm
dig it.
going to be excited for the moment when he has to choose between killing me and getting what he wants. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That is something that I don't think killing you is one of the options, but I guess he could if he really wanted to. I doubt a single bullet's gonna put down this moose before he crushes your skull between his 2 hands.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm going to die or he gets what he wants because fuck my dad.
You're not my
He would,
dad.
I mean, he'd make it quick and painless. He'd like, yeah.
Yeah. Hi,
Anyone-
Jed.
else?
Hi,
Yeah.
Isaiah. Just-
The
He's
Rock
not
is
an animal.
The Rock is a great movie. The Rock is a very good
Yeah,
movie.
The
Oh, I
Rock
love
is
The
pretty
Rock.
good. Yeah.
Sean Connery. Did I tell you that my old man was Irish? Yeah. Okay. Is there any questions or anything that needs to be addressed before we wrap this up?
Losers try their best. Winners go home and mess with the prom queen.
Classic. I gave it to you, Seamus and Allie drunk fighting. Someone gets a hole in the chest and Molly makes a new friend. Well, I don't know if Fenton would make friends with Molly. Molly's got
Who
a different
is
kind of friend group.
Molly? What is?
Molly.
Explain these characters to us.
So Seamus is the serial killer of Malifaux. He's like the known murderer, and he
He's
mostly targets
Jack the
prostitutes.
Ripper?
basically
He's essentially
Jack
Jack
the
the Ripper.
Ripper.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
Molly Squidgepidge used to be a journalist that he took a weird fascination with, and she's actually kind of been seen around town doing different things. They've since separated for the most part. Molly doesn't really enjoy being drug around by Seamus and his weird insanity.
Okay, so he kidnapped her.
Yes. He, as far as like resurrecting a dead body goes, yes. He did.
Oh,
kidnap her.
okay. I see. He killed her and then got okay.
And then raided the morgue and the public funeral that they had for her and took the body, and then put the largest, greenest soul stone they could find and rammed it into her.
Gotcha.
So Molly's got some stuff going on. She's probably one of the most sentient undead in the entire Malifaux universe. If that's probably safe to say. Jeff will be the one to back me up on that one. But she's
So we're
kind
gonna have
of kind of
Jack
Harley
the Ripper
Quinnish.
and
in a
Molly
way.
and that fight Jed and Fenton. That's actually
You're not
that
fighting,
actually would
you
be
are
fun to
not
watch.
fighting Seamus. You're not fighting Seamus. She does in fact walk around with a talking head named Philip. Yep, and Nanny. She very
Oh yeah.
very frequently puts in a bag.
Well, we have one.
You do. You have
It's
a meat
called
sack.
meat sack.
Right now, Philip is currently he's being detained somewhere that hopefully you'll never see, but he's not with Molly right now. That happened at the turn of third
All right, so
edition, I think.
Dan, I'm curious, where is your character gonna argue that they want to go to?
Oh, I want to go back to the orphanage.
Oh, I don't.
Based on what we know about the fact that the doctor is the main instigator, I want to go back there, and I need to start working back towards to getting my soul in my own body.
Because the doctor just sold him the kids, but I don't know. Like, he would sell the kids to anybody. I thought that was my interpretation. Not necessarily that he was.
I suspect that the doctor knows more than he let on.
The whole thing he said was, no, he doesn't sell the kids. That's insane.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, didn't I steal paperwork off
Oh, no,
Doctor?
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That should tell us.
I mean, you go there to buy. I mean, that's what orphanages in that era did. You had to essentially sell the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought by when we said buy the children, I thought, yeah, no, they're selling kids to go get murdered or worse.
Molly's a nice person,
But-
Josh.
Yeah.
He might know, enough to be guilty, but I don't think he's the mastermind behind any of this.
But he can bring us to the next level or the
For
next
sure. Yeah,
stage,
I
and
think
that's why I
he
want to go.
Probably knows where to find him. Yeah.
Plus, he's
okay.
the next hint in my.
I've
Yeah,
got
go ahead.
an alternate idea, and I'm gonna save that for when we're role playing.
Cool. All right.
And recording next, because no.
By the way, I have my new item is notated as Mom's Cross, and it's a plus weapon of some sort. I have no idea.
The plus spiritual weapon makes you
Yeah.
mad.
It's not
There's
snow,
only so
it's-
much. There's only so much text in each equipment slot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta have a notepad.
So I gotta get some input from you guys. So on my next level up, on my pursuit, I can either take teamwork, which gives me the assist action as a 0 action. So I can basically free action assist.
Which is
And then if
essentially
anybody
like
assists,
putting somebody out of fire. Yada yada.
and if I get assisted, then I get a positive flip. Or I can take hard to kill, which basically, if I receive a critical effect, I can choose not to receive the critical effect, which makes me hard to kill.
That could just stop you from dying.
Yeah. So I don't know if the assist action is that a potent enough option?
Knowing
if we've ever even
Jed,
done
and
that
I'm just
yet.
talking character development skill wise, I think he would probably be trying to do more the assist. Rules wise, I think the other one. Character wise, I think assist is more Jed's style.
I could tend to agree with that.
I mean,
You can always
Just
wait
because
until
we haven't really done any assists, have we?
No.
Yet?
No, because I was just gonna check to see. I know assist gets rid of burning. Injured's not in this thing yet. I'm not sure if it helps somebody get
Here,
out
I can
of...
see. I got it open right here. Is that a talent?
Assist is an action.
What is this?
General action.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know the super specifics of it.
General actions. Let me see. Where's this? I don't even see
So
assist.
the character takes the time to help another person within a yard. Declares a willing target that wishes to be helped. If the assisting character has at least one rank in the skill used by the action, the target may add the assisting character's ranks in the skill to their final dual total if they attempt to do the noted action in the next turn. If the assisting character is a subordinate character, only half of that goes in there. Character can only gain the benefit of a single assist action at one time if she is assisted again
That's
before she is assisted.
incredible.
Yeah, so you can give your skill to
So-
somebody when they do that skill.
Can you imagine that with Fenton?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, because do you use pugilism or you're using like a different?
I'm
skill to
using
attack,
martial
right?
arts. I'm not using.
Yeah.
whatever the base.
It doesn't say a specific act. It doesn't say a specific skill. It says per ranks in assist.
Well,
you
no,
add your
you're.
ranks in the skill to their dual total. No, I'm pretty sure it has to be something. I think it has to be specific.
It seems like you'd have to have the skill that they're trying to use, and then
Yeah,
you
if-
add yours to their
If
skill.
the assisting character
There we
has
go,
at least
assist.
one rank in the skill used by the action, the target may add the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
That's
you
the
would
only
have to
problem.
have
We're
the
using
same skill as the
different
person.
attack
Okay.
skills. Because I was thinking I could just like role play that he's like just holding the guy still, so that Fenton can just smash their face in half. But I don't know. With them using different skills to attack, I don't know if that even really helps.
Wait a minute. It says the character takes the time to help another person within 1 yard with an action. Another character
Second paragraph.
declares if the
Just
assisting
one rank,
character has at least one rank in the skill used by the action. So that's referring to the person they're helping's action?
Yeah.
Or is that referring to Jed's action for whatever he's trying to do?
Well, it would be like
assist them?
Fenton is making a martial arts attack, and then if I had martial arts, I could then add my points onto his attack with
Yeah,
my
so-
assist action.
Even Jeff says, you add your ranks in the skill to their dual total. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that's
okay.
the specific skill.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know. I just don't know if I
Yeah,
have
then I
if I
think the
share
other
enough
one's
skills with
better.
everyone.
And
That's pretty good.
yeah, no. Then I would take the other one.
Okay, so
Yeah, because that's.
because
See,
I already
that's a
have
combat one.
another
I didn't even
talent
think
that
would
allows
be-
me to avoid criticals effects, so he'll just become like basically invincible
Yeah.
to criticals.
You hit your head really hard on a bed and broke it, so you didn't get to really do anything that fight.
Right?
You realize you don't want to die.
so
by
now,
slamming your head into a
yeah.
bedpost.
So Jed's trying to.
His head will heal harder and thicker.
You're bone molding, just slowly hitting yourself over and over again to get the bone to grow.
All right. I do like the idea of the teamwork, but I think I probably will take the other one then.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I would do the same.
I can
thing.
role play the assisting. So, all right, cool.
Yeah. I'm probably going to dip out at this point because I
Yep.
need to be awake again in 6.5 hours.
Well, we are done, so
So-
you may do that.
It was fun. I will definitely probably remember to spend that experience.
Definitely
And yeah, I will see you guys next Monday, hopefully.
See you then.
Sounds good.
cool.
Looking forward to it.
See you later, Max. And also, it should be said, Mr. Zeb, when you keep trying to intimidate people, it is specifically something called impose.
Well, intimidate is the skill.
Yeah. Impose is the action. So,
Okay.
It's on page 296. So the character draws attention
Okay.
to himself, forcing an opponent that can hear or see him to favor them. The character makes an immediate challenge that is resisted by their centering. If the imposing character succeeds, the target suffers a negative plus an additional negative per margin of success to any attack that does not have you as the target,
Awesome.
and it lasts until your
Sweet.
next turn. So
Okay.
I've probably been doing it a little wrong. There's probably people out there screaming, but
I could also. I would like to ask for clarification and just other people's thoughts. So I can get Gunfighter or Quick Reload.
Mhm.
Gunfighter says I may use my pistol as if it were, and it looks like claws and 2.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's melee 2.
Yep.
Okay. What does that mean? It says in addition to their normal range.
it means
So
you can
what
use
does
it as
melee 2 mean?
you can use it as a melee weapon.
Oh, okay.
So you can shoot in
So it's
close
just
combat.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the other one is it reduces the AP cost required to load pistol weapons by 1.
Yep.
Which I'm assuming that's just instead of it taking 2, it's just 1 action for me to reload a gun.
It depends on the gun. I think each gun has a different reload.
I
rate.
think given your propensity to unload, I'd say go with quick reload.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
That's fair. That's fair. The other thing though is I'm very, very squishy. And so being able to use my pistol, which has +6 in close combat,
True.
that is a dilemma.
That's what Jed is there for.
Mhm.
He's your close combat weapon.
I mean, that's
was thinking
fair.
The exact same thing.
That's fair.
I was
Yeah,
thinking literally
yeah,
the exact
I-
same thing.
I mean, I did too, but I'm like, okay, but what if, like, knowing Dylan, he wants to have, something crawling around and biting my ankles?
Or a hand.
Or a hand. Yeah, what if it had actually touched me? I wasn't able to get a shot off quick enough. What if it touched me?
Well, then I'll stomp it.
What if it had
You're fine.
What if it had touched?
You already didn't!
You'll be fine. You're fine.
What's a little choking between friends? It's fine. It's fine.
If it chokes you, it's not moving anymore. It's fine.
I really want to do gunfighter, but I like Jed's point as well, as I've unloaded my guns often enough to be like, all right, I need to be faster at this.
I think it kind of
I'll do
fits the
quick
play
reload.
style a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again,
I
it's
like
like the mechanical benefit or like what fits the story better, so
well, and that's the thing, is I typically try and do story.
yeah.
All right,
As
so
long
Dylan,
as
let
the
me.
other one's not useless.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
So I'm looking at the next level of guard, which is level 3. I've got the choice of take the hit or ocular pat down. Now, given where Father Zeb went, I don't think take the hit is necessarily. He's not necessarily going to be quite the protector he might have been before.
Right.
So I'm thinking ocular pat down, which requires me to have it requires me to use a skill I don't currently have.
Which is.
Which is.
Which you can increase.
Hold
now.
on, is it?
You have XP. You can
Well,
Yeah, you got
I've got
experience,
2 experience points, so that skill, ocular pat down.
Yeah, and Jeff does bring up a good point, just in case that isn't apparently clear. If you're in melee, Rob, you can't shoot him. Like, you can't shoot at all. If you can.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is if I would it would let me have shot that thing when it had come almost touching me.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and it does actually specifically have the number of action points it takes to reload certain guns in the profile.
yeah, it
Most
says
pistols are 2.
pistol.
Most pistols are 2.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's actually see.
Because you have, what, a Peacemaker? Or you don't? You definitely don't have a Peacemaker. What do you have?
No, I have Navy Colliers.
So that's a 2.
Yeah. Okay, so it would change to 1. So I could reload both with 1 action. Or with 1 turn.
Correct, yes, you could.
Okay. Now
That's
I'm
actually
getting
not
what
bad.
you're putting down.
That's not a bad combo.
That's actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Especially, yeah, no, that's really good. Because in theory, I could reload it, shoot, and unload again.
Okay. Jeff brings up a good point, Dan. You can still use a skill you don't have. It just only has the aspect, so you're probably not good.
Right.
At it. But you can always buy into the skill, because I think you spend a number of XP equal to the rank you're going to.
Yeah, so I could get it for 1 because I don't have it at 0. I couldn't get it for 2 because that would take 3.
Correct.
Wait, so I'm going to spend the 1 to get scrutiny at level 1.
So you're becoming you don't trust people. The
Well,
rank you currently
yeah.
have.
I don't have it. Yeah, so it's the act of sizing up a person involves analyzing their emotional state, telling whether they've been honest or deceitful. Yeah, he's becoming less trustful.
No, you spend 0 to go from 0 to 1. Right, because I know in
Yeah.
the system you're supposed to.
Oh, I spent 0 to go to 0 to 1, so I could spend both of them to bring it to +1 or to 2.
Yes. Because the way you're supposed to do the skill system is like the GM's supposed to track.
Yeah, well,
what
you're
skills
supposed
they
to
were
tell me
using.
which skills I could use. Yeah.
As far as scrutiny goes, I mean, no, 1 step at. Oh, and that's right. You can only go 1 step at a time. That is also true.
Yeah. Okay, so only 1 step. So I'll take scrutiny at 1. I'll still have I'll still have 2 experience points left over. None of which I don't think I want to do anything with. But I mean,
You're paying the level you're going to, or where you started at.
you're
one-
paying
the one
1
you-
over the level you're already at.
Yeah.
So if you have it at 1, it costs 2 to go up 1.
But you can only increase a
Okay.
skill that you can RPingly tell me you increase, which you're supposed to do at the end of every
Okay.
session.
Impose is intimidate, right?
Impose is using the intimidate skill. Yeah.
Okay. This is the amount of ranks in pistol you can add to your intimidate. And I have 3 ranks, so I'd get a +3 to the cards for that check.
Yes.
Okay.
But impose
On
means,
top of whatever my value was.
impose means you're trying to tank, so they're gonna come running at you if you do that.
Oh, okay.
Impose means that they
Yeah,
take a
that's-
penalty on attacking anyone that's not you.
Yeah, that's different. I thought it was a roleplay thing of adding that to your roleplay thing. Or your
No.
intimidate check. Because in that case, I'd be like, if I take that, it's Isaiah kind of being twitchy and looking crazy.
Yeah, that wouldn't work to your.
Because the gentleman
wouldn't be to your
has
benefit
gone.
in this.
Yeah,
in this
there's none of that.
So no, still saying it wrong. Pay the level you're at to go up 1. Pay 1 to go from 1 to 2. Yeah, isn't that what I said the second time? That's what
Yeah,
I
but
said.
the way it reads in advancement is you pay the level you're at +1 to go to the next level. That's what it says in the rule. At least through the breach.
I thought you paid the amount that you had to pay to get somewhere, but again, I think I read that 1,000 years ago.
It just seems strange that you get the first level for free.
But again, there has
Yeah.
to be a reason you get it, so there has to be something that happened in the adventure itself for you to be allowed to do
Oh,
it.
I see.
Otherwise, you would just
So
make all
can
your
I-
skills 1.
Can I justify taking acrobatics?
Yes. Yes, you can. Based on your bonk.
With 1 point put into it, that still leaves me at a -1, but I think that's...
I also think you're required to have at least passed the check. Did you pass a acrobatics check, but in that entire thing?
Oh, okay. Well, I figured because I had to take an acrobatics check to jump down the sewer grate,
Yes.
and then so I've done it a couple of times. I don't know. I mean,
I would say it's fine.
okay.
Okay. Page 318, character advancements. It says if the character does not have a rank in the chosen skill, she gains 1 rank in the skill without having to spend any experience. If the character has 1 or more ranks in the chosen skill, she may spend a number of experience points equal to the skill's current rank to increase its rank by +1. Oh, I read that wrong. So it's the current rank. So I could... no, I can't go to rank 2, but anything I have rank 2, nothing comes to mind. I didn't carouse. Never mind.
No carousing this session.
I could increase my toughness though, because I did use toughness. I could. My rank is 1. Would you give me?
You can only increase 1 skill, I believe, every session.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, only one a skill increase at a time, like not just 1 point at a time, but
I
or
thought you
one
could only go
skill.
1 point at a time. I didn't think. Well, let's see.
I'm sending you the episode right now, Rob.
No problem.
I already sent you the link, Rob. You should have it in your Gmail.
Just make sure you download mine quickly because it fills up my Google Drive.
I am...
You still only get to level up 1 skill per session. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. I'd rather have this than not have it. So, because that means I get to flip a card. With toughness, I can already flip a card. So, hey.
I would say toughness is probably one of your best skills.
Well, actually, it's intimidate. But yeah, toughness. I have a strong aspect.
Now,
So
it should be said in this game, you can switch your class. So if you feel like you're not a guard anymore, I think is what you had.
well,
You can
I
go
tell you
straight
what.
fighter.
To be honest, at this point, I'm going to take the 3rd level of guard because I want what it gives me. But I think you're onto something. I don't think the priest is necessarily a guard anymore.
You
I
could
think
be
it
going
makes
more
sense for him to be something, wrathful. Yeah, I'm behind that.
And so
Is
Rob's
there-
trying to become a death marshal from the sounds of it.
Well,
Let's have a
I want to be a witch hunter.
have a question about that. Would I be able to take Dabbler?
Yeah.
That's the magic thing, right?
Yeah, if you want to.
So, because I'm counterspelling, I'm seeing this magic on Father Wilhelm now. I think it would make sense for me to be like, all right, I need to figure out how to do more than just counter this.
So I just want to, as a parting thought, let's just put it this way. This is what you want me to do, to describe. You're gonna go to the Guild Enclave, carrying a bunch of necromantic texts in a bag filled that was used to transport meat. So
For meat, yeah.
Right. And then while you're there, you're thinking to yourself, man, I really want to get into magic, which is illegal, unless you go full.
Oh, I didn't know magic was illegal.
There's one doctrine that the guild will allow, and it's very heavily regulated. It's called the Thalarian Doctrine. But if you were to go there and you're thinking like, I'm thinking about becoming a wizard, Sonya literally, like cartoon character, melts through the wall and just like kindly embraces you and then like slowly drags you down into the
Just
yellow
full
crypt.
Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah.
You've got the-
Okay.
Didn't you
become a witchling for all?
the people that
Oh,
gave you that,
witchling handler.
Yep.
I gotta
No,
look
he
at my
wouldn't be the
notes.
handler. He would be the thing.
Well, Adam was
Okay.
asking me something.
Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
the didn't you wasn't it the Arcanist that like gave you that soulstone thing?
You could assume it's no, not actually no, because the Arcanists were the ones outside of the factory, not the ones that were in it. Because the gunsmith,
who are the peop-
the gunsmith is.
Who were the
is an
people
Arcanist agent.
inside?
They were some kind of some kind of corporation.
They were something else that Dylan and I. Dylan and I
Okay,
still have
I
to go
thought
over
for
that.
some reason
Yeah.
that was a group of Arcanists that were inside the factory that had the stone.
Not the ones.
No,
That's
that
not
was
the
why
case.
we almost got in a fight with the Arcanists.
Yeah.
Was because it wasn't them inside.
Let's just say the Arcanists are not necessarily huge fans of you currently because of how that situation got handled.
Okay, I was thinking maybe you could play it off that the Arcanist will help you with the magic, but I guess that's probably not the case.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
you could probably find some freelance.
I didn't know magic was illegal.
Malifaux,
Knowing it's illegal, no, I'm not going to try and learn it.
Okay.
I
Again,
know how to counter
kind
it. That's fine. That's not illegal.
And Thalarian Doctrine includes a lot of counter maging, which is it's supposed to be like it's like the most controlled.
Well, so is that
wizarding?
Is that a thing I could do then?
You could probably learn Thalarian, but it requires some work because it's not like you can't just like go to the bookstore and be like, I'm gonna get a book on how to learn it. It's like it's very regulated. You essentially need like a license to be a mage. It's everything else the guild does. You know, it's like if you gotta like sign the dots.
Okay, so I'd have to go sign up to.
There is a healing.
That.
You can do healing magic. That is true. That is technically legal. There's a list of what's legal in the book. I don't know all of them off the top of my head. I just know Thalarian is the legal one.
So, but that's my question: is would there be a way for me to legally do this because of what's been happening?
If they're legal, you could set up shop. So you would just have to find somebody who'd want to teach you. And again, you'd probably have to get the right licensing and all that stuff.
So I'd have to find a teacher and whatnot.
I can look into it, is what I'm saying. I don't know all of this off the top of my head, but I know that it's
that's
very
fine.
heavily
Worst
regulated
case
by the
scenario,
guild.
because the other thing is, if we don't go to the guild office like I'm wanting to, then I wouldn't have a way of trying to find someone to teach me anyway.
Sure.
Like, unless I spend time to go look for it, and I'm not going to separate from the party for that.
Sure.
So I'll do Gunfighter now, and then if we have that opportunity, I can then go Dabbler from then.
Sure.
I think that'll work.
Because I think there is a class that specifically like lets you like cast magic bullets and stuff. I'm pretty sure that is something you can do in this game. Just go join the Frake Corps. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Run around in the slums in your weird underground. Well, I guess technically that's not there anymore. It went boom. Could you just imagine just going into the Guild Enclave saying you practice illegal magic? Sonya's ears light on fire.
Well, see, but again, that's the kicker thing is I'm like, well, no, that's the opposite of what I'd be doing.
You'd be
I don't
attracting-
like magic.
You'd be attracting some attention.
Yeah.
You want to be a witch hunter, but those aren't really available.
There's probably a way you could do it. But that's
I think
that's
it's in one
those.
of the supplemental books.
It's definitely
not
a guild
necess-
thing. Like
Yeah,
in order,
it's not necessarily. Sorry, go ahead.
I
Dylan.
mean, Death Marshal's in the core book.
yeah. I don't know if there's
As
actually a
a-
class that lets you be a witch hunter, but as far as like role playing goes, I mean, like for somebody to just walk in and hand a resume and be like, "Hey, hire me. I want to work for the witch hunters." Usually, there's a little bit more like you got to know somebody to know somebody. They do pull people
Right.
from like the guild guard. Usually, you got to be pretty competent. So it's like you got to know somebody to get in. Like if you were to help with a witch hunter's investigation by like accident or whatever, and then like you're like, man, I could really use a job. They might be like, yeah, you should work for us.
See,
But
I was thinking that, or trying to like swing my dad's dick as a hammer and see if I can't, use a name to at least get a meeting or something.
Again, everything in
But-
the guild, it's like maybe,
This-
but the guild is
Yeah,
so
this is all
strong.
theoretical.
I don't think the guild would
Um,
be like, wow, no, we're scared of a certain individual.
I'm seriously thinking
I mean,
about
that
going
wouldn't be
wastrel.
exactly the way I'm trying to do it,
Wastrel?
but I get your point.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, go
Full
from
troublemaker.
full-on priest to full-on charlatan, and then finding his way back to some type, maybe coming back to something actually decent. But
It'd be a good story.
I mean, this was a breaking point for him. Some part of this thing that just got killed was his mama.
hmm
You don't
what-
mess with a priest's mama.
Now you're carrying.
She's the only.
You're carrying around a piece of your family now, and they're literally like you have to like you think of it. They're looking at you from on high now. It's like, what would they think?
Yeah. No, I get that, but I think he's past that. I think he needs to get back to the point where that's meaningful to him again.
Hey, I'm willing to explore it as much as you are. That's for sure.
Okay.
That's
Anyway.
funny. That's kind of exactly where Isaiah is on his way to too. That's hilarious. I love it. That's gonna be awesome. Oh my God, are we brother? No.
Brother. So anyway, this is where I
Yeah.
am gonna hang the hat. So guys,
Aren't you going to paint anything, Dylan?
paint anything right now? No, it's too.
Yeah.
Just pull out a single brush, wipe it on your face. Just boom, done.
I did it. I'm painting. Yeah. So next week we're gonna go back to painting Nurgle because we got to paint a lot of Nurgle for Adepticon. So I'm ready. And
Cool.
Yeah, because of my partner for the event is here.
I got to paint a lot of witch elves, and it's going to be fun.
I would say you probably would really enjoy contrast painting all that skin because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Of it. There's a lot.
I'm going to have to look up some videos on contrast painting then.
It's
Yeah.
it's as much skill as you want it to be though. Like it's not that bad. You do the simple zenithal highlight with the dry brush and then contrast over it.
It's pretty easy.
Cool.
I think you can do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
easy. But anyway, so guys, we are Big Deke, and we are also a part of PCN. So if you want to help support us, yeah, good old classic Dan there with the. That's a classic shirt.
Hey, got it from the boss.
Professional Casual Network. If you want to help us out, go to the Patreon and sign yourself up on one of the tiers. If you want to help us out specifically, it is the Digital Nomad tier where I help people get stuff that they need. I helped Rob get a new headset because we had a little bit of a nest egg from the Patreon money. And of course, I think my audio box is breaking yet again, even though I just bought a new one. Again. Wonderful. So I think my fancy mic is just absolutely... It just doesn't work. Anyway, but if you want to help us out, go there. There are other podcasts on the network like Japapa. The two hosts of Discussing Japapa are here. That's these two, which is a
Hi.
follow-up...
Super fans.
Yeah, fan-driven podcast.
Think
of
Talking Dead. Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Think Talking Dead for Papa. Yeah.
Yeah. So if
Yep.
you guys want to follow along, I guess it was like kind of like more of a commentary on each episode. They do one per episode.
No, we do one for about every 4 or 5 episodes, usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of follow the mini storylines. We just finished season 1, which is the first book.
That's impressive.
No, you're impressive.
Well, thanks, man. But we are going to wrap it up. There are other podcasts in there, like Japapa, Settling the Southlands, and all the other things. So
Elite 8 Showdown.
Elite Eight Showdown is back. I don't think the season's ended yet. 10 episodes?
No, it has not. We're still anxiously awaiting the last 5 episodes.
I'm assuming it's probably Tim, something to do with an edit.
Yeah, probably something Tim.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
So it always comes down to Tim. And I even discussed doing another episode with him, maybe as like a secret levels thing at the end of it. So there might be another one. We'll see.
Okay.
But anyway, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back here Monday. I'll be back on
Next
Sunday.
Monday. Yeah.
So from everybody at Big Deke, thank you very much for coming, and we
Thanks for watchers.
absolutely love it night. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.